Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
If Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
At Young...
Good evening and welcome to Week 6 of high school football. We are here live in Dexter, Missouri, where we are preparing for the Caruthersville Tigers coming in at 3-2 and the home team, Dexter Bearcats, 4-1 on the season. Jim, it is homecoming night here in Dexter, and a lot of people in the stands and looking for a big win for Dexter to continue their trends this season.
Yeah, nice crowd on hand over there. They're recognizing right now the class of 73 from Dexter, their 50th year anniversary, which I used to think was how can anybody be out of high school 50 years, but it ain't very long now for me either. So I'm at 46, I think. So yeah, good for them to be here. Great crowd on hand, and should be a good night of football, I would think, Bobby.
Yep. By the way, tonight's game is brought to you by Young Realty, so thank them for the sponsorship tonight. Jim, we will be hearing from them at halftime on this game. But, real quickly, before we dig into the players and the teams, let's dig into something that is extremely hard to understand. You spent time digging into this. I don't understand it, but we're going to talk about it, is the districts and the points and what these games mean. When I look at the points tonight, I think this game means more to Dexter than it does Caruthersville because of where they sit in the standings and how they can possibly climb. That's where we're going to focus our attention because the gap from Caruthersville to climb up higher in their districts is a little bigger. Dexter is right there at the tip of it, Jim.
Right, that's exactly right. So the way it works right now, the districts, the Class 3 District 1, which is Dexter's district, has Park Hills at first, St. Gen at second, Dexter at third, just barely behind St. Genevieve. The way it works, you get 20 points if you win a game, 10 points if you lose a game, 15 if you lose in overtime. You also get points if you play up a higher class. Well, tonight, Caruthersville plays up from Class 2 to Class 3. Dexter does not. They don't get penalized, but Caruthersville gets some extra points because of that. You also have a score differential that comes into play, up to 13 points. No more than 13 points, so that keeps you from coaches trying to run scores up or anything like that. And then the final thing is strength of schedule. So you have to look at everybody you've played already and everybody you're going to play ultimately and see what their win and loss record is, and you get points based on that. It's fairly complicated, but it comes down to right now, Park Hill Central's, even with a 3-2 record because of the size schools they've played, is leading the Class 3 District 1. St. Gen, I said, just about a 5.15 ahead of Dexter. And it really comes down to the rest of the season, Bobby, is how these teams, those three teams in particular, and Kennett is at 4-1, but they're about 5 points back right now. How those three teams in particular play, who wins, and who they play is a big piece of that.
Big piece. So let's get into some of the schedules now. First, looking at Dexter, they've got tonight's game against Caruthersville. That'll be a strength of schedule. Caruthersville right now 3-2. I've said all along I think they're a 6-3 to 7-2 team depending on tonight's game. So that is a strength of schedule that helps Dexter. Next week, a Kennett, who is seen as a fairly tough schedule game for a team, that is a favor for Dexter. Then you've got Park Hills. That is the number 1 seed right now in Class 3 for Dexter. So that's a strength of schedule and a better team right now. So Dexter has a chance to move the peg on those 3 games. They would think they're going to have a win against Malden. So that's going to be a win, but in their points, hopefully, for Dexter. But they don't get anything for strength of schedule on that one, and they also play down a class, so that doesn't help them. So the name of the game for Dexter is these next 3 games is win by 13, I think. That's the most important thing people need to understand about Dexter, win by 13. Everything else will have to play out how it plays out. They need help in that, which we'll get into on the schedule of now. I guess let's look at St. Gen because they're the next group up in front of Dexter.
Sure. So St. Gen plays Potosi tonight, who is coming in with a 1-4 record, but they are a bigger school, so that'll help St. Gen a little bit. Then they play Valley Catholic, who has a great record, but is a smaller school, doesn't get any help that way. Then they play Jefferson Festus, which I believe has a pretty good record right now. I won't swear to that one, but is a smaller school. And then Kelly, who is 5-0, a smaller school, but a great record also. So St. Gen's got some nice opportunity as well to move up. One thing I will throw in, too, one other caveat to that whole thing we talked about earlier is right now, if the district finished the way it is right now with Park Hills on 1, St. Gen on 2, when it came to district playoff time, those 2 teams would flip-flop because St. Gen beat Park Hills head-to-head. Only thing that really matters is St. Gen gets a bye the first week and Park Hills would not because there's 7 teams in the district. So really it comes down, Bobby, is win. All three of those teams need to win out, and the team that of those three teams, if they all win, the ones that wins out probably is the one who wins the district.
Yeah. And here we go with looking at Park Hill Central. They've got Valley Catholic tonight, a very tough team that could go Valley Catholic's way. If it does, Valley Catholic benefits from that, Dexter benefits from that, and so does St. Gen.
Right.
Then Fredericktown, that's likely a win from Park Hills you look at, versus Dexter. That's a key game, Dexter versus Park Hills. And we will get to the importance of, I believe that is Farmington in just a second. Folks, we're going to come back to that. Pause real quick for the national anthem, and we'll be back here on Aycorp Media Networks.
Oh, yeah.
Best fall tradition in Northeast Arkansas is back, Pumpkin Hollow. Make sure to try out all the exciting things that Pumpkin Hollow has to offer. Get in the action on the breathtaking zip lines. Get up close and personal with the friendly farm animals. Get lost in the enormous corn maze. Get your thrills at the scariest haunted attractions in Northeast Arkansas. And don't forget to pick out the perfect pumpkin or fall decoration to take home and enjoy. Only at Pumpkin Hollow, the fall tradition for the entire family.
Welcome back to Dexter. Jim, to finish that up there. So we was talking about Farmington playing Park Hills. The importance of that game, Farmington is a Class 5, Park Hills is a Class 3. You've talked about playing up class. So let's say Park Hill wins. Park Hills gets 20 points there for the win, plus 10 additional points for two classes. So that's 20 more points. That's 40 points.
Right.
If they lose to Farmington, they still get 10 points for the loss, and plus they get points for the class they play. So they still remain, they're at a 30 to a 40 point a gain right there. That is significant when you're looking at jockeying positions right here for a district seedings. Why is this so important for Dexter? Well, if Dexter can win out and somehow find themselves in second place, they can have 2 home games versus 1 in district playoffs if they in fact win the first game. So the importance of that, either if it goes as now, Park Hills in the second round would have a home game, we'll say, as it stands against Kinnick. And then St. Gen would be at home against Dexter. Dexter needs to find a way to slide into at least that 2 slot and maybe move up to 1. But the importance of 2 home games, I think, when you're playing a quality of team of a Park Hills or a St. Gen, I think that's very important to be at home and not have to make that travel. You're in front of your fans. I think that is significant for Dexter to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a big for any of those 3 teams, I think, to get that opening and that opening round bye as being number 1, and then getting the 2 home games is huge. Just throwing on the other side a little bit for Caruthersville, for you Caruthersville fans, right now they're sitting 4th in their district. Valley Catholic 1, New Madrid County Central 2, and Kelly 3. Really, it's a 2-horse race for that first spot between Valley and New Madrid County Central. I don't think Kelly's strength of schedule will be enough to move them up. Caruthersville probably doesn't have the strength of schedule to do it as well, nor does Scott City the rest of the way, even though Scott City does have Kelly tonight, so that's a big game in that Class 2 District 1. So
basically, Caruthersville needs help tonight from Scott City, and they need help from Kelly, or not Kelly, but Scott City, and I believe we mentioned them playing.
They played Kelly, so that's
St. Gen. St. Gen plays them as well, I believe.
Right, at some point. That's right.
Yeah.
That is right. That's right. So yeah, so they need some help that way. So it's there's a lot to go on in the next 3 weeks, but it comes down to really for all these teams that are close to the top of for any of the teams, but close to the top of the districts, you need to win out. I mean, if you win out, that'll take care of itself. But it sure would be nice to have a 2 home games. Really, for these teams with 7 teams in their district, Bobby, the biggest thing is if you can get that first-round bye, I mean, that's great. You get some time to heal up anything that may be going on. You get 2 weeks to game plan. I mean, that's a big plus for a team, I think.
It is. Now let's try to dive into the teams as we got a little under 5 minutes to do so. Dexter comes in right now scorching hot. They've their only loss is by 11 to a New Madrid Central team that just puts points on the board. That was a shootout. Early on, New Madrid put 28 points on Dexter in the first quarter. After that, Dexter held them in check defensively. What you're going to see out of Dexter is a really, really fast defense who covers the field well. I think that's going to complicate things for Caruthersville to break loose and get free in space tonight. With the team speed, you will not see Dexter with so many solo tackles. It'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Bearcats on a kid. I think that's key tonight. And, Jim, the other piece, Dexter does not play very many kids both sides of the ball. I think they'll be in a 3-4 defense tonight, so Pullum will be playing both ways again, along with Alford and Farmer. If they go to the 4-3, Pullum's probably out and Willems in. I think that's going to be a benefit for Dexter in the second half of this football game, not having to play both ways.
Yeah, I think that's right. Still, amazingly hot for the first part of almost the 1st of October here. Almost started out tonight in the 80s. So I think you're right. That will be a big plus for the Bearcats, not having to play as many kids. And the Bearcats, they can score, but to me, the thing that'll be the difference in this ball game is the Bearcat defense has been so good. They've let up 15 points a game. You throw out the New Madrid game, they've only given up about 8 or 10 a game. So, I mean, I think that defense is gonna come to play. And Caruthersville's schedule has been not as strong up to this point. I mean, they beat Malden, they lost big to Park Hills. They had a forfeit with Donovan, unfortunately. They beat Kennett, a good Kennett team, so that's a nice win for them. And then they got beat last week, shut out by New Madrid County Central last week, 27-0. Probably not quite as strong as Dexter's schedule, I would think, so we'll see how that plays out as well. Looks like the Bearcats are going to maybe receive the opening kickoff, and Caruthersville will get to choose which way they want to go.
Yeah, and Caruthersville, it's all about Jermonte Alexander, I believe that is. He's the guy on offense that really gets it done. Maybe what we're hearing is a bit of a quarterback controversy. If it starts tonight, I don't think that's the position you want to be coming in to play a red-hot Dexter Bearcat team is who's my starting quarterback tonight. I think that plays in favor of Dexter, too, of kids being nervous, maybe looking over their shoulder. Is it still me? Is it still me? Not a very comfortable situation if that is the case, Jim. Real quickly, let me get to the officials for tonight's game. We have referee is Tom Luber. The umpire is Anthony Cox. Linesman is Don Backfish. Line judge is Mike Falls. And back judge is Jake Sullins.
So we're just about set to go. Coach Guglielmo, I believe his name is. They brought him in from the East Coast, actually. And he's done a nice job of turning this Caruthersville program around. They had really struggled for a number of years. So we'll see what we get tonight. Bearcats look like they're going to send Langston Wernick deep to return the kicks. And we've got, of course, Farmer back there and as well Lee Michael McDonald, the speedster.
So what Dexter's thinking is right now Caruthersville does not have the leg to kick it to the end zone, but just in case they do, they've got Warnick, who's got great speed back there. McDonald and Farmer pulled up, and they are ready for that. Looks like the kicker will be, Jim, I do not,
Jermonte Crothers, I believe. Crothers, I believe, and we're set for the kickoff.
Good crowd here on hand for Dexter's homecoming tonight. We are waiting on the back official there in the white hat. He gives a signal, and here we go. And we are underway in Dexter. That will be taken by Ryder Williams at the 25-yard line. He's going to come in near side here. He's got to block it and cuts it upfield past the 45 to about the 47. That's where the Dexter Bearcats will take over.
Nice job by Williams there on the opening kick. Found an opening on the right side and took advantage of it. And the Bearcats start with great field position to start this ball game.
Howard comes out, Jim. Stats book looked really great from his game last week, but I can tell you, not the most impressive because everything's about a 2-yard pitch and let the wide receivers go and do it. You want to see Howard come out and find rhythm early in this deal. Watch for him in the pocket. He is very, very good there. He's got Alford to the top. He's got Grams behind him and Farmer to the top of the tee, and there's McDonald in motion. hands to Graham up the middle. He's got a hole. He breaks that now inside the 40 and taken down at about the 38-yard line of Caruthersville. Right away, that big offensive line of Dexter's doing their job.
Big offensive line opening the hose up, and Graham's hit it quick. And the Bearcats have gotten so much better, even from the first game of the season, of that little deception. Are we going to hand it off on the move, or are we going to give it to the fullback? And we gave it to Graham's right there for the big game. Really nice job, and we've got a quick officials timeout here. Going to have a player go off and a new one come in. Caruthersville did start out in a 5-man front defensively that time.
Well, that is a difference in size right there, Jim.
It
coming
is.
On and off the field for Caruthersville.
Jake
Howard
Stevens that went out.
McDonald's in motion, hands to McDonald. He's got blockers to this outside. He's going to bounce it all the way outside and ran out of bounds for about a 5-yard pickup.
Good 5-yard pickup down the left side. Good pursuit that time, though, by Caruthersville as well. But I think Coach Jamerson would be thrilled with just moving it down the field 5 yards at a pop and putting it in the end zone.
That was Avion Moten on the tackle for Caruthersville, number 10 there. Yeah, and Jamerson's going to be happy with the 5-yard pickups every time. Then he's going to slip one in for a bit more. Right now, looking, the deep post I see right away. There's nobody deep for Caruthersville. Tight coverage. It's the perfect time to run it. Here's the pitch. It goes to Farmer, far side. He tries to cut it, cuts it outside, gets away, and first down yards for Dexter. On the tackle, looks like they're number 55. That is Oscar Dominguez.
And he's their main tackler, the leading tackler for the Tigers. First down, pickup of about 6 that time for Farmer, just outside the 20. And you're right, Bobby, no safety help back there, so that post, the slant across of the post is wide open, it looks like.
Yeah, but play action right here would keep, I think that's number 8 for Caruthersville. Play action would keep him tucked in tight and just throw it deep post and look for 6. Farmer in motion. Howard, he looks. He's got a man offered. He goes to the end zone and bumped, no call.
Just a little overthrown.
Pass. And I think that's what they're going to look at. No matter the bump, it was over his head.
Yeah, a little overthrown that time and bring up second down. And I would have probably liked to have seen that route, if it were me, going more to the goal post as opposed to that corner a little bit more, Bobby.
Well, and Caruthersville defender, he had position there. Offered went outside, and he had inside position. When you have no safety help, you want inside position if you're Dexter.
Right, absolutely. So 2nd and 10 from the 21.
Howard still in the gun. Double tight set there for Dexter. McDonald in motion, hands to McDonald. He comes near side. He's got a block. He cuts it up. Good yardage, McDonald. He is going to be fumbles the football in the end zone. Pullum recovers. Touchdown, Dexter.
Logan Pullum, very alert right there as the ball came loose from McDonald. He fell on it, and it's a 6 point for the Bearcats.
Jim, Logan Pullum has been asked to do the most unrealistic plays on offense. The passes are never exactly where he wants them. It's an awkward catch for him, diving through the end zone, sliding, coming back to a football we saw week 1 here. And now, hey, go catch that football before it gets out of the back of the end zone. And the kick is no good by DeMint, a rare miss by him on the extra point. Dexter takes a 6-0 lead. We'll be back in 30 here from Missouri.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Dexter's 6-0 your score. Bearcats score on a Lee Michael first down run, fumbled, and Logan Pullum recovers in the end zone. So Bearcats go up, and Jim, not a whole lot of struggle right there on offense from Dexter.
Well, I was just thinking that same thing, Bobby. We were thinking alike. You know, they moved that ball. I mean, you don't like to see the fumble, but they moved that ball nicely down the field that time, and didn't have much trouble moving the football. So good start offensively for the Bearcats.
And looking at Caruthersville, you know, the one incomplete pass there, they're going to have to be willing to give up pass plays right now to stop the run, I believe. That is number 7 on the carry for Caruthersville on a short kick. He is up to about the 48-yard line. Number 7 is Jackson Hunter. He is a senior for Caruthersville.
Yeah, and the Bearcats afraid a little bit, I think, of the deep kick there, so they tried to bounce it, and we're seeing a lot of football starting right close to midfield, Bobby.
So indeed for Dexter, it looks like they will probably start in their 3-4 defense. So Pullum's going to be your outside backer to the bottom of the screen here, Alford to the top. Everything else the same, Pullum instead of Willems right here. And the gun is Caruthersville. They're going to fake the hand, try to get it outside. Alford meets him immediately back there, tackle for a loss.
That is Jared Hudgens, a sophomore that they're starting in place of Ryan Guest tonight, we understand. And that's a 2-yard loss. Great read that time by Nolan Alford from his linebacker spot.
And that's something you see is discipline out of Dexter on their outside backers there. He was in a contained spot. Quarterback broke his coverage right there and got outside of his blocker, made that an easy play for Nolan Alford. Now Alford has to flex out as they go with a 4-wide set. And here is the hand up the middle. That is number 3 on the carry. Dexter hits him for probably a 6-yard pickup, we're going to call it.
It's going to be Sammy Bryan, a sophomore for the Tigers. Pickup of about, as you said, 6 or 7. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 for the Tigers.
So Hudgens, a sophomore quarterback. Bryant, the sophomore at running back. Jim, this right now is a 3-2 team. Like I said, I had them at 6-3 for the season. That is going to be a dangerous weapon in the future for Caruthersville.
Yeah,
right there.
They're young. You're exactly right. Not a ton of seniors, so they've got a chance in the next couple of years to be awfully good.
That's McVeigh to the top of the screen, and then Jamonte Alexander, number 8. He is closest to the line at the top of the screen. I can't tell the 2 numbers here at the bottom of the screen, Jim, but we'll try to get those if we can. Pass play for Hudgens. He looks. He's going to go deep. He's got a man. Farmer in coverage, and that is
going to be pass interference. I believe they're going to call it on Farmer. He got the interception, but they're going to call a bump, I guess, and we're guessing
they're going to call the bump because he didn't get turned around when the bump happened. If he's turned around looking at the ball, I don't think the bump's going to be called, but he still had his back to it.
I was talking to Mark Becker last night, who knows all things official, obviously, and he was telling me that the face guarding is no longer a penalty this year. You can face guard on that pass like that, which that's basically what he does. Now, I guess they're going to call the bump on it, and that's going to be a 1st down for Caruthersville and take away the interception for the Bearcats.
Yeah, what's the old ruling? When his hands go up, so do yours?
Right.
And I don't think his hands were up there yet, but
probably
Farmer was keeping up with him. He was a step away from being beaten coverage right there. He was with him, but, one more good step, and the guy's got the position on him. But not the worst thing in the world by Farmer right there, not at all. Hudgens back in the gun. He's got it. Wide set. Quick pitch outside. That is Dexter coming up, and he's got good yardage there. Down to the 31-yard line, so we'll pick up a 4 on the play for Caruthersville. It's
going to be offered in the tackle as well as Turnbow. So Caruthersville, I'm obviously not afraid to sling it around a little bit. Hudgens, the quarterback, the sophomore quarterback, throwing it around.
And they're going to try to spread Dexter out and use their speed and playmakers, it looks like. And if they do, I would assume Dexter's going to go probably a little bit more ground and pound to slow the game down and frustrate that offense, Jim.
Yeah, you want to keep them off the field as much as you can, certainly.
And keep them chasing the football instead of pushing the football. Here is the hand. That's number 3, Bryant, and that is Hrvojevic. Hero is making plays.
Wow, great play from his linebacker spot. Hrvojevic didn't give Bryant a chance that time for tackle for loss and 3rd down and 9. Great play by Hrvojevic.
3rd and 9, you see now Parker King into the game for Garrett Coons. That is a 3rd down package for Dexter. Jim, 3rd and 9, they had a chance to go deep on Dexter there. If you're Dexter on 3rd and 9, do you blitz?
Well, I would probably with that sophomore quarterback, I think.
Make him get it out early.
Yep, absolutely. A lot of one-on-one coverage for the Bearcats out there on defense, though.
Pullum is blitzing. He's had a look and hesitated. Now off his back leg to the end zone and incomplete. I think that's a good call. It was over his head, and both guys making a play on the football there.
Yep, not catchable pretty much.
And that's a sophomore play. If Pullum doesn't hold up, he's checking to make sure it's not a rollout. He stayed at home, so it was a read. Once he read he was keeping it, he goes after him, and he makes him throw it off the back foot. Again, the sophomore making a play there like that.
Right. Got a nice, strong arm. I mean, boy, a really nice, strong arm, but you'd probably prefer you have those feet set as he makes that pass.
And he had the room to do it.
Right.
However, had Pullum read immediately, nobody come across my face here from the running back, I think it's a hit on the quarterback.
That's a procedure on Caruthersville. And I thought they've gotten off the ball awfully quick a number of times, so that'll move them back 5 and make it 4th and about 14 now.
Yeah, now if I'm Dexter, I'm not even reading. I'm going to blitz and put pressure.
Yeah, I would
Make it come
too.
out quick.
And now it looks like they might be bringing a punt package in. Try to put the Bearcats deep.
So Farmer will go back. Farmer returned a kickoff and a punt last week, the first 2 possessions. So opening kickoff, Farmer runs it back for a touchdown. Donovan gets the football. They punt it away. Farmer again runs it back for a touchdown. He's a dangerous man back deep. Short kick. Dexter will let that hit, no doubt. Takes a Caruthersville bounce
Huge
all the way
bounce.
down inside the 5, and is going to roll dead about the 1.5 yard line.
That couldn't have been, Caruthersville couldn't ask for anything better than that. Hudgens' kick was not great, but he got exactly what he wanted, so Dexter will start back in the shadow of their end zone, 1st and 10.
Dexter had no problem running the football, Jim. They've had one play that I would think would be something intriguing right here is a Jackson Howard run. They like to run that off the right side a lot of times.
Yes.
Right here, just get it away, and you've been winning the battle up front. Give it to either Howard or Grams, I would think, and try to make some room.
Looks like it might be even the, well, no, it's right back on the goal line. You're exactly right. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats.
Yeah, ball sits right at the 1 yard line. Grams behind Howard. Here's Farmer in motion. Farmer's got it coming near side. He's got a block. He's got room. He's now to the 10, to the 20, and first down for Dexter as R.J. Farmer gives him a lot of breathing room.
Avion Moulton with a really nice tackle there. There's not many kids that would have actually caught R.J. A Farmer right there, but Moulton with good speed brought him down, but a nice pickup to get out of there, and the Bearcats with a 20-yard gain.
The last man between Farmer and a 99-yard run was Moulton. Dexter now sends Alford wide to the top. That'll be McDonald at the top of the wing tee and Farmer at the bottom. Here's Howard. He's going to hand that to Farmer going far side now. Good blocks outside, and
flag
here comes a flag.
In.
And the tough thing now, it needs to be blown dead there, I would figure, and Dexter pushes forward, but that flag is inside the 20.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold, I have to believe, from where that is. And we'll move it back. Yeah, holding on the Bearcats.
Penalty flag in the backfield.
Well, Jim, so far, Dexter is finding easy success on the jet sweep runs. And that's an area where I would think if Caruthersville is going to compete with them, that's where they need to with the athletes they have, is get out there and contain those. Caruthersville's got to force Dexter between the tackles and see if the big boys can get their arms around a guy.
Yeah, they've got to. You're exactly right. They've got to turn them back inside. Right now, the Bearcats are getting out well beyond the tackle box and getting those big runs. So they've got to find a way, Caruthersville does, to turn it back inside and then force them to run against the big guys.
Farmer now out of the game for Dexter. We see him beneath us right here walking down.
I think he had to have a breather, I think.
Yeah, going just to the water cooler maybe. That is Turnbow in motion. That is a hand of Grams. He's trying to fight for yardage and nothing doing. And that is where, boy, almost a late one there.
Yeah.
That is where Dexter, struggled on that play, and that's where Caruthersville wants to force football, as we talked.
Right. No gain there, so 2nd and 20 from about the 12.
And there, I'm kind of wondering if Dexter, right there, I think I'm throwing a pass play on 1st down and a lot of yardage. Then I know 2nd down what I need to work with.
Right.
If you can chunk out some big yardage, get it, and if not, hey, now I know where I'm at 2nd down and I've got to move it. They've got playmakers all over the place. They're going to spread it out a little bit now. McDonald to the bottom of the screen. That is going to be Pullum, the slot receiver, offered all to himself at the top. That is Turnbow in motion, and they're going to get a false start on Dexter.
Yeah, I don't know if that was on the line or if that was the turn up the field, but it's a procedure on the Bearcats either way. So it's 2nd and 25 now. The Bearcats going the wrong way because of penalties. And that's really the only thing, they fumbled the ball and recovered it for the touchdown, but right now the penalties have sort of kept the Bearcats offense from doing very much.
Yeah, and the first 2 weeks, I believe, Jim, Dexter did well with penalties. The last 2, they have kind of let that and gotten out of control a little bit, and I think at East Prairie they really got hit with the penalties. Something they'll want to clean up. Here's Howard. He's in the gun. He's looking to pass. Looks. He's going to go deep to McDonald over the middle, and it is incomplete. Off McDonald's hands and almost picked by, that is
Alexander.
Number 8, Alexander.
Yeah, almost. So now a 3rd and very long for the Bearcats, and I think here you just like to, at a very minimum, pick up 10 or 15 or something so the punt isn't coming from the end zone.
Yeah, and there's where I'm saying 1st down, throw that pass on 1st down, 2nd and 3rd down, you know what you need to try to work with. And now they're in a third, and I think that's about 25.
25, yeah, should be 25. Graham's checked out for the Bearcats.
You've still got the guys in Farmer and McDonald to make something happen here. Offered again to the bottom of the stream by himself, everybody in tight. Here is a pitch outside, goes to Farmer. He's got blockers ahead, and he is out probably at about the 20-yard line, I think 20 or 19, so I can't see that for sure. But
yeah, a long way to go still, but that gets him out from being right at the end zone and gives him some room for the punt here.
Definitely a punting situation. Looks like Alexander is going to be the guy to go back deep for Caruthersville right now.
Jackson Howard's the punter for the Bearcats.
They're going to send two back. That is also number 10. That is Avion Moten. So they are definitely looking for a return here. Kick goes either side. They want to be prepared. Moten now comes back down close. Here's Howard. Good kick by Howard.
Nice punt.
Very good hang time, and that takes a little bit of a Dexter bounce. Going to roll dead at about the 44-yard line. 43 is where they'll mark it.
Good punt by Howard there. That's about a 35, 37-yard punt. So 1st and 10 for Caruthersville. 6-0 Dexter with a lead with 5:46 to go here in the first quarter.
Jim, while I have a chance, I want to say a big hello to one of my friends from Caruthersville, Lee Bethune. I actually played college baseball with Lee Bethune, and usually we talk a little bit before the game or text or so, but I haven't texted him this week. But anyway, Lee, hope you're listening out there if you're not at the game. And if so, maybe we'll talk this coming week. Jim, I see you looking there. Any updates on any games in the area?
Only score so far, East Prairie leads Malden 8-0 in the first quarter. That's the only score we've got so far. Looks like a water break here, a little water timeout.
So that's going to take us our first time out here as well. 5:46 to go in the first. We're taking a break here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
Welcome back to Dexter, Jim. We see a drone flying around right here in front of us as we get ready to start this series here for Caruthersville.
Yeah.
I believe you was telling us Park Hills right now down 14-6 to Valley.
To Valley, that's exactly right.
Here is the pitch that goes to Avion Moten up top, and he's going to have maybe a yard on the play.
That's about it. Let's see who comes out of there. Looks like
Williams and Wirtz.
Yeah, Williams, I guess. So just to pick up about a yard there. Good job of containment by the Bearcat defense. But, Caruthersville, as we said, has the big the opportunity. They can score points, no question. So the Bearcats really have to watch that. 3 wideouts now, or 4 wideouts actually.
Yeah, a lot of spread in the field right now from Caruthersville, and that's going to give Bryant some room to run maybe. Here's the fake hand to Bryant. That's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle, and he's got yardage there. That's 26, I believe. Wirtz coming in on that play maybe.
I believe that is right. Wirtz.
25. That is actually Jackson
Miller.
Jackson Miller, yes.
In there. So 3rd down and about 4 or so for the Tigers here. Hudgens, as we said, getting the start tonight at quarterback, the sophomore.
Caruthersville again will spread the field. 4 wideouts, 1 back is Bryant.
A lot of single coverage for the Bearcats. No deep safety.
Here's a quick look. It's out and incomplete. Jim, that play is incomplete. Alford got out quick and had a hand right out there in the pathway. And then the pass dropped, and then immediately, I think, contact from Farmer.
Yeah, exactly right. So brings up 4th and about 4 for Caruthersville, and they will bring in the punt team once again. It worked out well for them a while ago to put it back on the Bearcat 1-yard line, so we'll see how this goes. Now, it's always interesting when you have your quarterback also punting, and you're at midfield. You have to think fake all the time, I think.
And Farmer very deep right here. I mean, he's got a chance maybe to try to run over to it. I'm surprised maybe Dexter doesn't try to bunch up on the line, but kick is away. Farmer's going to let it bounce again, and he takes it. He gets it at about his 15, makes a man miss, going to cut back across field, inside now, and hit hard.
Ooh, big hit there.
absolutely drilled at about the 28-yard line. I did not get the hit.
I think that was maybe 13, Terrence Jackson. I won't swear to that. Oh, no, 50, you take that back. Jermaine Caruthers with the tackle, a big hit, but the Bearcats have it 1st and 10 on their own 30.
That's one there, you know, when you cut back, you always run the risk of getting popped pretty hard.
Exactly right.
Farmer's a kid Dexter cannot lose. He's one of the most explosive playmakers on offense, and he has done a really nice job moving from a linebacker to a safety spot this year on defense. So a guy that he needs to know when he needs to just go ahead and take a fall right there. Little different formation set for Dexter. They've got Alford to the top, McDonald in the slot now. Farmer will be the only wing right there to the top of the screen at the line. Here's the snap. That is an inside pitch to Farmer. He's going to have a couple yards off that. Taken down by a big number 69. That is Jake Stevens.
Yeah, that's a little different look that time, but not really that lead blocker, so only a pickup of about 3 or so. So 2nd down and 7. And good job of making the Bearcats take it inside, Bobby.
Well, and right away, you know, you look at that front line of Caruthersville, first thing I'm thinking is make them tired. So
right.
I'm going to run that thing off tackle outside and make them chase. The more you can make them chase, the worse it's going to be, especially as you start closing in at the end of the second quarter and after the half. Dexter again, 3 wide now. Here's Howard. He rolls out, pitches, and, man, what a job by Grahams as he took the bobble and held on. 1st down, Dexter.
Tough play by Jet Grahams right there to hold on to that football because the pitch wasn't real great, but he kept it and picks up a big 1st down.
Well, and it wasn't ideal spacing because they just didn't have the room.
Right.
And Howard knew what was coming. It was a loss, so he pitches, and Grahams takes care of it and gets it upfield.
Yeah, short side of the field there. It's sometimes rough to run that little pitch, but it worked out all right for the Bearcats, 1st and 10.
And he's a kid who's not going to win most foot races, but, man, he sure does run hard.
He runs hard. He'll put a whop on somebody, I guarantee you.
I would say his yards after contact would be up there. Howard again in the gun, now tight wing set. Hands goes to McDonald. He's got it across the 59. He's got blockers. He's dangerous there. He is out of bounds, 1st down yardage. Taken out by number 8. That is, I believe that's 8. That is Alexander.
Yep. 1st down, 13-yard pickup. A couple times now the Bearcats have been tackled sort of deep, I feel like, out of bounds. So we'll see if that comes into play later in the ball game. Dexter started this drive back on their 30.
Howard brings his team set. 2:50 to go here in the 1st. Here's play. Howard's going to take that up the middle, and good yards. Number 50 on the tackle.
Caruthers once again, Jermaine Caruthers, the sophomore, with a good tackle, but about a 4-yard pickup there.
Your attention, please. Draven McGee, if you are here, please locate the nearest police officer.
Jim, I've got coming up at halftime, I've got a guest from the 1973 class that will join me up here. We're going to tell stories. I got to spend some time this afternoon with those guys as they got together and talk and just trying to learn a little bit about them, their stories, but always important to tell part of the history that went on here. Here's Ham McDonald. Man, what a move by Lee Michael McDonald to make a miss. Unfortunately, it's going to be for no gain at the line of scrimmage, but Jim, there's not a whole lot of ways you can fit yourself through the hole he just did.
No, that's great feet right there, but no pickup, and so 3rd down and about 7.
3rd down for the Bearcats.
Dexter's going to need to move the football here. They've got plenty of speed and weapons to do it.
Farmer out of the ball game for the Bearcats right now, being looked at on the sideline.
Yeah, I wonder if that may have anything to do with that hit he took earlier.
I would guess.
Soft coverage at the top of the screen. Here is Howard. He's going to take it up the middle and hit hard by Caruthers and a couple more. Going to be short just inside the 30, so it's a long, I'm going to call it a long 3, pushing 4 yards to go for Dexter.
Yep, 3 yards to go. 4th down here. Hrvojevic checks in. Grahams checks out for the Bearcats.
I got to think Dexter's going to go for it here.
Yeah, I would think at the 29. I mean, you're not going to punt, I don't believe. So let's see what Coach Jimson.
Ball's going to be snapped near a minute left in the 1st quarter. Offered again, soft coverage at the top of the screen. And that is a jump right there from Caruthersville.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be procedure on the Bearcats.
Jim, I would think that was going to be a freeze play from Dexter.
Yeah. I think.
And now look at the 3 coaches from Dexter. They're pointing to the other official, and he's saying that should be against the defense.
Right.
Now we're going to get a conference out there.
Yeah, let's figure out what's up, and it is going to be against the defense because the Bearcats.
So Dexter got what they wanted to freeze play in the first.
Right.
Go ahead.
The only person that moved on Dexter was Lee Michael McDonald going in motion, and he did not cut up, so there was nothing to draw him off for sure.
Well, kudos to all the refs for getting together and making sure that's right. The official down here come in and got the call corrected. So first down, Dexter. They've got it now. Clock is ticking. Ball sits on the 24. McDonald in motion. That is going to be a hand to Turnbow. Good yards there. Devin Turnbow. He's got it. Now cuts inside the 5.
Touchdown.
Give him 6. Touchdown, Dexter.
And I tell you what, that's a great example of what makes Dexter so dangerous, Bobby. You've got Farmer out of the ball game, banged up a little bit. You put a sophomore Turnbow in there who can do it as well. Picks up a nice 20-yard touchdown run for the Bearcats.
Yep. Turnbow will likely match Farmer's speed, but he doesn't have the same cuts.
Correct.
I mean, that's the difference you're looking at in the two players. Right. Both of them great speed, but just a little bit more juking and jiving you'll see out of Farmer.
And you may see that out of Turnbow in the next couple of years. He's only a sophomore where Farmer's a senior. You know, he may learn that, but that was a nice run and a nice touchdown that time for the Bearcats.
And Jim, I'm going to say you're going to see Turnbow probably built a little bit more like Alford than you will a future Farmer. He's just got a stronger, bigger body build. The slants wide open at the top. Here is Howard. He's going to take that inside, and no signal, so he did not get in.
No good. So it'll bring up, it'll be 12-0 Dexter, though.
So 12-0, Jim. Caruthersville's got to find a way to get back in this football game. I think the best thing I've seen from them so far when they spread the field and try to take inside hands to Sammy Bryant.
Yes, that's been their best offense so far. You know, and I'm a little surprised they haven't, with that 4 wide out and single coverage, haven't gone deep a couple more times, and we may see that again before very long.
But especially when Dexter's not really a true blitz right now.
Yes. Now, there again, the other issue may be that you may see Dexter start dialing that up a little bit if Caruthersville starts throwing the ball a little more.
For the most part this season, Dexter has been a very good special teams group right here, especially on kickoffs. They have really, really made some nice play. Kickoffs and punts, I mean, they have been extremely good right there.
Yeah.
Looks like Bryant is the man deep for Caruthersville to see this kick. He stands at his own 5-yard line.
So we'll see if DeMint kicks it deep this time or puts it on the ground once again.
DeMint's going to hit a hard low liner, and that is taken by Avion Moulton. He's out across the 20 now, bringing it up to the 30, and it's going to be taken down there about the 31-yard line.
Good coverage once again by the Bearcat special teams on that, because that kick got down the field quickly, so they did a nice job of covering that.
And that's one thing you're going to see. The low kicks are going to allow for more yards. It's just going to happen because coverage can't get down. Dexter's got a lot of speed there, and up 12-0, 2 scores right now. Dexter may want to start thinking about kicking that thing deep and letting coverage get down and making plays.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You like that. I mean, you're exactly right. You like that ability to kick it high in the air a little bit. But
and I'll take you back to a reason why, Jim. Remember the game we did at Sykeston? Dexter's up in that game. I think they're up 2 scores, maybe 14-0. They kick it deep, and the kid from Sykeston runs around trying to avoid Dexter and gets taken for a big loss there.
Right.
Turnover, and Dexter scores again and puts it out of hand. There is the hand to Bryant. Comes up. He's got room at the outside. Weathers will take him out after a pickup of about 9.
Good. Bearcats didn't wrap up over there. They had him hit it about with a 4 or 5 yard gain. He got out of that and picked up, as you said, Bobby, about. Well, they're going to say he stepped out, I guess, at the 39, so it's going to be second down and about 3.
Hudgens still the quarterback for Caruthersville. You know, Jim Ray weekend was here early this season, and I got to watch Caruthersville a little bit, and that's the first time I thought, you better keep an eye on this Caruthersville team. They're no joke. And I thought all year long for Dexter, this is a trap game. Want to be careful on is here is Alexander coming near side. He's got
lot
yards
of room,
there.
big
and
room.
He is going to go. He's to the 30,
Flag
to the 20,
down.
to the 10. If it stands, touchdown Caruthersville.
Flag back here at about the 48, though.
So looks like the officials blowing it dead already to bring it back. So it's going to stay second down because where the flag is at in a 10-yard loss, that's going to take it back. So no first down.
Right, just about where it was, I'd say.
Well, and that was a big play right there Caruthersville needed. And now you have gassed a kid because he just had to run the football, we're going to say 65 yards or so. I mean, that's not where you want to be right now.
Well, that was closer. Holding on Caruthersville. And the sad thing about that was, Bobby, that hold was probably behind the play, honest to goodness. I mean, he had already sort of turned that corner and got would have had the touchdown. But either way, there was a hold.
With the flag now, it is going to be a first down, I believe.
No, I think it'll take it back to the 40, won't it? So it'll be like second down and about 2.
Yeah, yes, that is correct. Second down and 2.
So it'll be 2nd and 2, but that just shows you how explosive Caruthersville can be, folks. You have to know that they've got a bunch of playmakers back there that can run that football.
Right, and Dexter's going to have to find ways to contain when they are sitting in a spread offense or wideouts. Dexter's got to find ways to contain. That's generally going to come. It's almost like they're running a 4-man front right there when Pullum is outside. So that is Pullum and Weathers have got to pinch down on the outside, let the backers come up and make their plays in the middle. Dexter goes a little bit more traditional set now with Alford and Pullum. And here is number 10. That is Moten on the run. First down there by Caruthersville. Tackle made by, looks like maybe number 44.
I believe that will end the first quarter as well here.
So end of the first on homecoming for Dexter. They lead 12-0. We'll be back here in 30.
Does your business need literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Welcome back to Dexter, Missouri. 12-0 here. Bearcats lead this one over Caruthersville. Jim, I see you looking through the score stream. What have we got around the area?
Cape Central leads Farmington 7-0 in the first. 14-0 New Madrid County over Kennedy in the first. East Prairie leads Malden 14-7. Also that's in the second quarter actually. And 14-6 still. We have Valley over Park Hill Central 14-6 still. So that's what we've got so far.
Definitely one for Dexter folks to be paying attention to there is Valley and Park Hill Central.
Just a reminder for folks, too, that Young Real Estate's sponsoring our game tonight. We really appreciate that as well. So we'll talk to them at halftime after Bobby gets to talk to some of the class of 73.
Yep, situation, Caruthersville has the ball. 2nd and 2 from the 44 is what the board reads. Looks like first down, so it's 1st and 10.
Yeah,
they actually have not
10.
changed it on the scoreboard as they have now.
Yep.
1st and 10 for Caruthersville. Different quarterback here, so Wildcat set. I believe that's Alexander. And he has it, and that's going to be a false start, Alexander.
Yeah, he moved back before it. So great idea except for that movement.
And that's right away. So if I'm Caruthersville, I'm watching that play. Where did Pullum stay? He stayed inside right there. He didn't stay out the outside shoulder, and look what Alexander just did. He's fixing to bounce that. That's something that Dexter wants to clean up, but if I'm Caruthersville, I'm paying attention to that move. He took a more direct path and stand outside shoulder. That's something they may want to take a deeper look at as a Caruthersville team. Again, Alexander, he has it. He's going to try to come near side. Alford has his hands on him, and he's going to take him way back. And look at him go out. Here is Turnbow, takes him. What a play for Dexter.
Big play by Nolan Alford to start that whole play, to hold him up. And then as he tried to make the move, Turnbow cleans it up, and it's a huge loss for the Tigers.
So the difference in the plays there, point out, you saw how Alford rode the defender out. He kept outside shoulder free throw. When you keep it outside shoulder free, you can get around him to the outside.
Right.
If that defender or the offensive lineman ever pins his inside shoulder inside and he gets out in front of Alford, it's game over right there. Good job by Nolan to stay out there and get free.
Hudge is back in the quarterback now.
It is a 2nd and about a half a field for Caruthersville. He's got time to throw. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man, and is incomplete. Almost picked off out there by Farmer. Nice play by RJ to come back on that.
Yep, good play by Farmer. And he's turned into, as you mentioned it, he's turned into a really nice cover guy out there.
Jim, that is a tough deal from a linebacker to a safety cover guy.
Absolutely.
Last year his mindset was, as a middle linebacker, get downfield and fill gaps and make tackles. This year it's don't let the guy get by me and read the run and come up and make a play.
Dexter brings in Lee Michael McDonald to play deep safety here on his third and very long.
McDonald has good hands. Dexter's looking for a pick in that situation. Caruthersville has it spread 4 wide. Pull him to the top. He's got a chance to try to come. They roll away from him, and here is the play. And 1 miss by Dexter, 2 misses, 3 and 4, and Alford bumps him out.
And that's nothing wrong with that. That's about a 9-yard pickup, but it still leaves 4th down and about 23 or so. So that's all the defense really wanted to do, just contain there.
Jim, I rarely break character if I can help it, but proud moment for a dad right here.
Yep.
Nolan coming into this game playing very well. We kind of talked at home. We figured it would be because Caruthersville likes to bump the outside and knew he would probably be involved in a lot, and playing it well so far tonight.
Notice R.J. Farmer down on the sideline again for the Bearcats. He's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a hit or if he's winded or what's going on there. Maybe just needs a break. Poor kick, and look at Turnbow alertly picks it up. He's got room now to the 30, 25, 20. He is going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Dexter!
Devin Turnbow with a brilliant play right there to realize that if he could pick it up, he had open field, and it's 18-0 Dexter. Boy, nice play by Devin Turnbow, the sophomore.
Devin Turnbow has not scored a touchdown this year, I don't believe, and now he has 2 on the night. Puts Dexter up 18-0.
That was a fine heads-up play by Turnbow right there.
Well, Jim, we've talked about the things of Dexter and their speed. We've talked about, how athletic they are. Matter of fact, I was talking to, I believe it was Mark Becker. I saw him today at the meeting as well at the class reunion. He's not part of that class, but he come in and visited. And he said, boy, this is an athletic as a defense that I've seen of Dexter in a long, long time and maybe ever.
Yeah, they really played good defense so far.
And Dexter will be fine, I think, next year, too, as these kids will graduate. But I don't know that they will be as athletic next year as they are this year. And
Dement.
The kick is good from Dement, so that puts the Bearcats up 19-0 as they just keep on rolling on this one by special teams again, Jim. I've talked about it earlier. Just heads-up plays, big plays on special teams.
I was going to say, I don't know if there's any record kept, but the Bearcats have scored a bunch of touchdowns on special teams this year.
I believe McDonald's had some kickoff returns there this year. Farmer did, the punt. Also on defensively,
yes.
Sykeston, the game offered to hit a play immediately the first game. He downed a punt against Scott City on the 1-yard line.
Right.
McDonald recovered a fumble on a punt, I believe, deep against Sykeston.
Yes.
A lot of things happening right there, and I'm telling you, special teams for Dexter has been tremendous.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job this year. And part of that, let's be honest, speed has a big part of that. It's great when you've got speed and the kids can get down the field. I mean, that really helps your special teams, no question.
Speed and another thing, Dement kicking the football off on kickoffs, and I'm going to credit another young man. We never talk about what he does. Jackson Howard being the punter.
Yeah.
He didn't punt. I don't know that Jackson Howard's ever really been a punter in his life. Deep kick by Dement.
There's your kick from Dement right there, buddy. That'll keep the returns down.
I want to finish my thoughts on Howard because we just don't get to brag on him enough, I feel like. But to come in, he has had some booming punts. He kicks it high and lets his defense go down and make plays for him on the punts. I mean, you're talking about great things right there from that young man. It's a team deal from Dexter is what they've done this year. But enough about them. The Caruthersville folks want to hear about their team.
Yep.
And right now, I think they've got to find a way to get Moten and Alexander. I think that's their 2 playmakers. They've got to find ways to get yards.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And they can't put themselves in those long yardage situations like they did.
Yeah, and they're desperately starting to come to a passing game. It's almost like they need a score. Here's Alexander going to the top of the screen. He's got a little room to run. Picks up about 5 on a play.
Yeah, I believe Havoyevich over there maybe knocking him out of bounds.
Dexter, again, got to contain that edge a little bit better. They're going to try to stretch that field. Again, keep the outside shoulder free is very key for Dexter.
Yeah, that's where they have the advantage, no question, that they can, if they can do that, if they can get to the outside.
2nd and 4 for the Tigers, so a pickup of 6 by Alexander. Spread out again, that is Bryant in the backfield. Here's a play, hand to Bryant. He comes up the middle and met by a couple of Dexter Bearcats. Going to be a pickup, we'll call it 3, so it's going to be a 3rd and 1.
Good job by the Dexter defensive line there of shutting that down fairly quickly. And Bobby, you talked about it before the game. I think you wonder how the line is going to hold up for Caruthersville as we get into that second half with this humidity. Those kids are playing a lot both ways, and that's a tough night, no question. Even though they're in game shape, it's still a tough night.
Yeah, and I mentioned up here in the break, there's no air moving. It is very hot up here, humid and sweaty up in the box, and I can only imagine what it's like on the field. Here's the play, going to be a hand to Bryant again. Offer just missed right there, and that's outside contain, and there he goes. And he is to the 40, to the 30, and he's got one man to beat, and it is touchdown Caruthersville.
Just once he got that opening with the spread defense out, no safety back there to be able to cut him off, and it's now 19-6.
Well, and once Alford missed, nobody read the play was going to bounce outside tackle, and no linebacker come back down from there from the middle. It was one missed tackle and nobody filling that gap, and it was a home run there for Bryant.
Absolutely.
And, Jim, I just talked about almost it's a must-score possession, and they scored.
Yeah, and that's what they needed. You're exactly right. So they will attempt the extra point here. That will be Jermaine Crothers to do the kicking.
Well, big-time football by Caruthersville. Here's a kick. Hold is good, and it's blocked there. That is number 11, Landon Weathers. Jim, we have not really called his name tonight, but he has been a force for Dexter on defense this
year.
He
has. All season he has been. So points no good, so it's 19-6 as we get ready for a kickoff.
Well, Jim, earlier, I always get texts, usually on Fridays at Waste to the End. People's ask me predictions of the game, what I think, and I had this one very close up until after the half. I thought then if Dexter's going to start to pull away, it's going to be after the half, and they've kind of warmed down and got them tired because kids having to play both ways. But right now, Dexter stretched it out. They had a 3-score lead, now cut it down to a 2-score. I had this one nip-tuck going into half, so I'm a little surprised right now, but we'll see what Caruthersville does. They've got 9:45 to work with it here in the second.
Yeah, some other scores around the area. Cape Central leads Farmington 14-0. New Madrid County 20-6 over Kennett. Dexter's opponent next week, of course, East Prairie leads Malden 20-7. St. Gen 14-0 over Potosi. And still 14-6 Valley over Park Hill Central. That's the last update we have, at least.
Yeah, so Valley has Park Hills this week, and I believe St. Gen next week. Is that correct?
I believe that's probably right.
I think I have Park Hills' schedule on my phone. I think you kept the other one.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, I think that was correct. But
And of course, that Valley-St. Gen game is a huge rivalry game up there in the St. Gen area.
Yes, it is. Very close to each other there in town. Caruthersville ready to kick it off. Here is Caruthers. He kicks it. Going to be a short kick, and that is Warnick takes the kick. He is trying to find a hole. Makes a good bounce. Look at Warnick. Langston now up past the 50 and out of bounds in Caruthersville territory. Jim, the first time really in varsity action we've been able to call Langston Warnick's name. That's why he's back there. He's got great explosive speed.
Yes.
Even when he's not running full speed, he just looks like he's such a glide level, and he made a good move, bounced it outside, and got good yardage for Dexter.
Yeah, good decision. No hesitation to catch that short kick, and really nice return. Another freshman. We called Jackson Miller's name tonight. Now we call Wernick's. The cupboard's not going to be bare by any matter of means when these seniors graduate. I mean, they'll be hard to replace, but still, some good kids to take their spots.
Yeah, the athletes will come up. Miller, no doubt. Warnick, we'll see. Geatley's right now playing quarterback as a second string, so he's behind Howard. So he's going to have a little time to wait there. But we'll see what that one turns into. As Dexter has it here, hand goes to McDonald, and he's looking for a hole. Tries to bounce it outside. Does. Now he cuts it back inside. Look at McDonald go now to the 20, to the 10. He is touchdown, Dexter.
Lee Michael McDonald touchdown for the Bearcats.
Bearcats trading jabs out there right now with Caruthersville. Caruthersville takes it to the house, and McDonald says, hey, watch this. I'll match you.
45-yard touchdown, and just great patience by Lee Michael right there. He took his time, let the play develop a little bit, then cut back, and with his speed, took it into the end zone.
Well, smart play. He had a bigger defender in pursuit of him, and not the athlete that McDonald's is. He stutter steps him, checks him. Once that man checks up, McDonald says, I'll turn on the jets and go around you.
Kick is good.
Kick is good for our Dement, so that takes it 26-6. Guys, we're going to take a 30-second break again. We'll be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks. Welcome back. Dexter matches that score. Again, takes it back 26-6 now as they are getting ready to kick this off. Jim, I'm having to slide in some commercial ads and pay bills now because there's not going to be a whole lot of room for that at half.
Right.
I've got Kerry Gilbo coming up from the class of 73. He's going to join me, and he's always a good time to talk to, so I'm hoping he is as fun to talk to on air with a mic on as he is in person. And then you will follow that up with Kelly Medley as that's going to go into the end zone for the touchback. So we have got a full schedule coming in this halftime set. I'm excited to hear stories, and I think it's so important to do those things. And we're going to also remember the classmates as well that have gone on and passed. So be sure to stick around. Anybody around that time period, plus or minus some years, be sure to stay tuned in at halftime for that.
Yeah, Kerry Gilbo is a treat. You're exactly right. He's a dandy. Little update. Valley leads Central Park Hills 28-6 in the second quarter.
That is big, big, big for Dexter. So what's at stake there again? That's a loss plus that right now is more than 13, Jim. So that plays in big for Dexter. Here's the play. Then that is fumbled, and he just takes it down. Smart play by Hutchins as a sophomore. Took a knee and got his hands on the ball.
Yep, exactly right. Things just not going Caruthersville's way right this second.
I can tell you who was hoping he would not hold on to that football, and that was Logan Pullum.
Exactly
he was
right.
about to level him.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So 2nd and 15 now. And we talked about the special teams. Give Levi DeMint there some credit. 2 straight kicks into the end zone, which makes the team drive 80 yards to score. I mean, that's a big weapon, too.
Dexter needs to find a way to hold right here, and they can really, really put this game at a dangerous level. And it's trying to be bounced outside, and there's DeMint as held him up, and a couple more guys finish him off. So now it is going to be a 3rd and very long. We're going to call it stay in 15.
Good job by the interior side of the interior of the Dexter defense right there, and the linebackers to stack him up. So 3rd and 15, as Bobby said, and a big play early for Caruthersville here.
Farmer out of the game right now, I see, and that is Jackson Miller in it. That's a freshman. He's seen a lot of action this year for his freshman. Generally, you don't see that much, but he's played well when he's been in there.
Yep, absolutely right.
No deep safety help. Dexter needs to put pressure, and they will. They bring it quickly. Alford coming, and here's Pullum, and there it is.
Sack.
That is Weathers and Alford both connect at the same time on the quarterback. No doubt.
Well, that makes your defensive backs look a lot better, doesn't it, Bobby? When you put that kind of pressure on a quarterback, it makes it where they can't do very much. Great rush.
3rd and 15, you don't want to give that quarterback time to throw with athletes out there.
Right.
And I thought bring a straight blitz, and I could tell right away Alford shut out of the gun. Weathers broke past his man, and that's a beautiful thing. And, Jim, here's another one. Farmer usually returns punts. McDonald's back. Something to keep an eye on with R.J. Farmer right now. That is Alexander back. No, that is Hutchins, I believe, back to punt. Gets it away. Short kick. McDonald would let that bounce. Going to take a Caruthersville bounce. It's going to be down at a 49-yard line, so that's where Dexter will take over. Farmer back on the field for offense.
Great field position, though, for the Bearcats here. R.J. Farmer back out on offense. And if you can get a little lead, and if he is banged up a little bit, give him a little extra time off, that's not a bad situation for sure.
And I think that may be what's going on. Hey, we'll use you on offense, let you rest on defense. We've got players who can fill gaps. So, that's the beauty. Not only takes Dexter down, this is amazing to me. In high school football at this level and this many kids, you're only playing 2 kids now, both sides of the football.
Right.
And most teams do not have that luxury.
That's exactly right anymore. You're exactly right. Says a lot about the athletes.
Still a shotgun look for Howard. He's got Alford to the bottom here. Snap's going to go. Fumbled right there. The pitch went to Farmer and hit the hands. I could not tell if that pitch was high or just missed by Farmer.
And it's going to be Caruthersville's football turnover. And that is something Dexter has not done this year, is turn the football over. Just got a little lackadaisical with that pitch, and Caruthersville takes it over.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Maybe the second fumble they've lost, and I think we had
that's
one
right.
game where Howard threw 4 picks against New Madrid.
Yes.
Outside of that, this offense has been flawless.
Right.
And I don't really consider some of that the picks for Howard. Some of those come late in the game when you're just saying, hey, I've got to make something happen.
Right.
And that
trying to force it a little bit. I agree.
That plays into it a little bit. So Dexter has really been strong, and it's been early in the game when they've done it. Looks like we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Back in 30 on the Aycorp Media Networks.
Aycorp Sports is proud to bring you your full schedule of high school football and volleyball this fall. We're at the end of another great week of high school sports. Looking forward to next week. On Monday night, we'll have Portageville Bulldogs as they travel to Clarkton to face off against the Reindeer. On Thursday, we'll be back in Dexter where the Bearcats will welcome the Poplar Bluff Mules. And then Friday evening will take us to Kennett for an important Class 3 District 1 game with the Dexter Bearcats. As you can see, we have some great games in our schedule. Be sure to join us for all the action right here on Aycorp Sports.
Here we are. That is Hudgens in the gun. He stands at his own 45 off the fumble by Dexter. Here is Alexander, and that is Alford again on the tackle. What a play by Nolan Alford. He had big number 58 on his back, and he jumps out and makes that tackle.
Yeah, really nice play. I'm not so sure there couldn't almost been a hold call there, but great play by Nolan. And Caruthersville's just the last three series has not been able to move the football. They did have the one touchdown run, but other than that, they've just really not done a great job at that.
As a team, Dexter has played fantastic defense this year. But, Jim, on the outside edge, what Alford has done for him this year, he contains well when he doesn't get the tackles and making tackles. He has had a tremendous season so far. Here is the hand. That is, boy, he got sealed there. That was a good play by Alexander.
Flag in on the play, and then a tackle by Weathers and Farmer. But a flag in that spot, you would think it would be a hold or a face mask, one of the two probably.
And I think that was inside on a lineman right there on the inside. Looks like, I'm not sure the inside lineman, may have been Weathers right there, would have been held. Really impressive. You know, Jim, I was talking about that outside shoulder earlier. You saw the defender, I think that was Alexander got outside, and he pinned Alford in that time.
Yes.
And he sealed that inside or that outside shoulder, and that's what sprung that play loose right there.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. 10-yard penalty from the hold, so that'll move Caruthersville back another 10.
Well, Caruthersville, when they get positive yardage, they go right back the other way. Really one big explosive play, and that was Bryant's touchdown run. I believe it's a similar play to what we just saw ran there.
Yes, that's exactly right.
They are needing something now. 2nd and 21, ball at the 38. Here's a play, going to be a pass play. Dexter brings a blitz and put a hit on him. That is thrown, and it's caught. Alexander, he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Tigers.
Good pass, boy. Hit Alexander just right. One-on-one coverage out there, and it's a touchdown. But we're going to have a, let's see. Nope, just a touchdown, I believe.
Yeah, Farmer a little slow to get up. He's up and moving fine now, though.
Nice pass that time by Hudgens, the quarterback. Hit Alexander, missed tackle, or slipped away from the tackle, and it's a touchdown. Puts Caruthersville right back in the ball game.
Well, they pass protected just long enough for him to get that play off. He did and connected. Alexander again, big touchdown throw. That went for 62 yards for Caruthersville.
May have to look at a deep safety going forward.
Up here is the hand up the middle. Bryant looks, and he is in. 2-point conversion good, so that's 26-12, 26-14 now. So now Dexter's going to have to, make sure they keep moving the football. They've got 6:02 to do it here. They would love to go up 3 scores into the half.
Yeah, because Caruthersville will get the ball to start the second half. So you're right. The Dexter Bearcats would like to get a score here and go back up a little further. Just so I think
off the field, Jim. I think what they're probably doing is playing protect with him and saying, you know what, we're just going to put you on where we need you right now. We don't feel like we need you on special teams because it's likely a short kick here, and they're going to want the McDonald or Turnbow. They do have Warnick back deep again.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think you got to protect him, play him where you think he's going to be most effective. But they need the Bearcats need some offense once again. They've shown good offense tonight.
And he's having to do a lot of running on the field. When you pass like that, he's chasing guys, and he's counted on the offense. He's a little tired, no doubt. Here is Turnbow. He's going to try to cut it. He does. Makes another nice play for Devin Turnbow. He is up to the 47 is where Dexter will take over.
Some laundry on the field, though, a flag, so we'll see. That's going to go back, so it's going to be a hold or illegal block, I would guess, on Dexter there.
Yep, 2 flags. There's one on the far side of the field at the 40 and the other at the middle of the field at the 42. We'll see if they're the same flag. They're not in the same area, so it's going to be against Dexter.
Right. Illegal block below the waist on the Bearcats. So that'll be a, I don't know if that's 10 or 15, but either way it moves the Bearcats back for sure.
Well, only one flag remains, so I'm guessing that may be the same flag, Jim.
Yeah, I would guess same penalty, yeah. I would guess that's right.
Well, they are marking that from where the tackle was made. That should be from a spot foul, I believe.
I would have thought so.
I'm not sure that Caruthersville didn't get robbed a couple of yards right there, but Dexter has it right now, and if the snap happens, the play will be over. It sits at the 37.
They're not complaining, so that must be the right spot. But
here's Howard, hands to Grams up the middle. He bounces outside now, and tough yards again for Grams. Going to pick up about 4 on the play.
Jet never gets an easy run, does he? He's always having to bounce off people, or because like you said, he doesn't have that blazing speed, but he runs so hard, he'll pick up 4 or 5 for you.
Well, and if you can pound the football like that with a big, strong offensive line and a hard runner like that, that's ideal, because when you hand it to a Turnbow or a McDonald or a Farmer, it makes it really tough on defense. And a false start on Dexter.
Yep. False start on the Bearcats. That'll take that 5 yards. They just hard-earned 5 yards by Jet Graham, and they'll move it back because of the penalty. Number of flags so far tonight on both teams.
That is something, Jim, that is probably the worst part of Dexter's season right now. They are getting penalized a ton here of late.
Yeah, and you just can't, this late in the season, the 6th game of the season, you got to, you're going to have some, no question, but you can't have things like procedure and all that. You want it to be hustle penalties, not sort of thought penalties.
2nd and 10. Look what kind of coverage they've got to the bottom of the screen on offer. A little bit of soft coverage invites a slant. Here's a play. Howard's going to roll out. He's looking, and who does he have? He's going to throw that deep toward McDonald, and incomplete.
Just overthrown. Had 2 receivers sort of in the same part of the field there. I don't know if one of them if Lee Michael went a little deeper than maybe was intended or what, but it'll be 3rd down for the Bearcats.
And Jim, that is an awkward position to put a quarterback in to throw deep. He is coming across
rolling
his
the
body.
wrong way, yeah.
Yeah, that is tough to ask right there.
Yeah, you've got it because you've almost got to then set your feet and you risk getting really pounded to throw across your body like that.
3rd and 10. And obviously, a lot of times when you roll like that, you're looking for the underneath pass, and when it's not there, you're going deep, but it does make it tough. Here's Howard. He's going to roll again. He's looking for somebody. We're still rolling, going to take it himself up, and what a play by Jackson Howard. Tiptoes out.
Going to be short by about a yard.
45, so he needs 2.
Good play, good block that time by Jet Graham coming back from his position, but it's going to bring up 4th down and about 2 with 4:52 to go here in the first half.
So decision-making time, if I'm Dexter, I'm going for it. You're up 2 scores, and you can move the football right here. I would look at McDonald. He would be a tough one to stop, as he loves to shake and move.
Yeah, he or if Grams is still in the game, to get those tough 2 yards, a lot of times you'll see him get it. So we'll see what the call is.
McDonald to the bottom of the screen. He would be running up the up to the top of the screen if it goes to him. He's got room to work with there, and Dexter's just wanting to freeze in a timeout.
Yeah, timeout called by the Bearcats.
Good job by Caruthersville. They stay in place. Dexter takes a timeout, have 2 left. We're going to take a break as well. We'll be back in 30.
If Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Welcome back to Dexter. Jim, real quick, I want to we did not tell the homecoming court. Our 2nd attendant, Lily Crocker, 1st attendant, Addie Medley, and your homecoming queen for Dexter, Kate Churchill, won that. I'm sorry for those folks. I did not put that out there earlier, but Jim wanted to put it out now. Congratulations to Kate Churchill and the rest of the homecoming court tonight. Dexter has it now. Looks like they're going to go for this in a 4th down set. Here it is. Hand goes to Graham up the middle. Hit immediately. What a big hit. That is number 55. Oscar Dominguez.
And that's a big stop right there, because this gives the Caruthersville a chance to get it to a one-score game before halftime.
Well, again, I'm going to say I would like to see Dexter bounce that to McDonald to the outside just because of what he can do with the football in his hands. And when he gets a blocker, he's so dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you bring it inside, you bring that thing a lot closer to a lot of players in there. What a defensive stand there by Caruthersville. Dominguez, big hit. So they've got the football now to 44 of Dexter. Coons gets in late. Here's a hand, goes up the middle to Bryant, and he is going to be hit and taken down by Williams after a gain of about 6 on the play. Plenty of time for Caruthersville to work with. Clock ticks under 4:40.
Yeah, a lot of time here. A lot of time before halftime. Just want to once again thank our sponsors, Young Realty. Without folks like them, we wouldn't be able to televise these games, and we're excited to have Kelly Medley come up and visit with us at halftime after Bobby talks to the class of 73. So want to thank Young Realty and all of our sponsors.
Jim, check that on the tackle that was credited Nolan Alford. I thought that was 15, maybe Williams, but here is Alexander. He's going far side, looking for a spot. A lot of Bearcats in there. Look at him. Gang tackling and missed. That is big, and now finally taken down.
Yeah, that was a 3-yard loss into a 4-yard gain right there. Great job by Alexander to keep running, but not wrapping up by Dexter.
That is 100% Jermaine Alexander making that play.
Yep, good play. Good
Staying
run.
On his feet. And Dexter, he's a big kid. Dexter's hitting him high right there. Somebody has to wrap their arms around his legs.
4-down territory probably for Caruthersville right here.
It's 3rd and 2, maybe a long 2, but 3rd and 2 anyway. Snap goes to Bryant and hit hard.
Oh.
What a hit, Landon Weathers. He sends a good night blow to Bryant right there. Wow.
Boy, Weathers with a great play. So brings up, as opposed to 3rd and 2, now 4th and about 6. Man.
Well, that suddenly changes your playbook. Now you're probably in a bounce it outside or passing situation here, because Weathers just showed you you're not going to run it up the middle.
Right. Great play that time.
Success has been coming some off tackle to the outside either way.
Yeah, until the white side of the field normally as well. So you would think they might run toward us here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, here comes the play. Here's Alexander, looks for the middle, and is not going to get it. A lot of Bearcats in there. Weathers again.
And that'll be a stop at about the 39. So Dexter will get it back now with 2:36 to go before halftime. And they have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, 2 timeouts left for Dexter. I thought, Jim, earlier in the game, Caruthersville took a timeout, but they showed 3 left.
Yeah, I see that too. I thought they did as well. That was a big stop after the turnover on downs by Dexter. I think to get the momentum back, Bobby, that was a big stop, because if Caruthersville scores there, they get the ball to start the second half. Then all of a sudden you're at a 1-score or no lead. So big play by the Bearcat defense.
My expectations right here, Dexter's going to probably keep it on the ground some, see if they can make some plays. I would be surprised anything other than that with the time they've got on the clock. Here comes McDonald coming near side, makes a cut, and gets hit there. Big hit by, looks like Moten.
Yeah, Moten with a really nice.
Well, that's not what Dexter wanted, only a 1-yard gain. And McDonald didn't follow blockers right there. He had blockers all the way to the bottom of the screen. He needs to stretch it on out there. He cut too early maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He may have. And sometimes what makes Lee Michael McDonald so dangerous with being able to juke the way he does, occasionally, as you said, will get him in trouble because he makes the wrong decision. But overall, it's a win for the Bearcats.
Yeah, teams who stay home well, the backside guy looking for the cutback, they will succeed there. And that's a false start. Graham got leaning.
Yep. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Bearcats really, as we said, have shot themselves in the foot with these penalties. Makes it now 2nd and 14.
And, Jim, you look at that. That's a balanced play in your footing. One of the greatest NFL running backs I remember of his feet always set the way they needed in the patience, Emmitt Smith. You remember how he used to sit in the backfield and just wait so patiently? You didn't see him have those problems. His feet were set very well, not underneath him, but a little bit more spread out, and he never leaned on the play. But he had such a good offensive line in front of him, too. I mean, it made it a little easier to do that. Hrvojevic in the game for Grams. Here's the play, and it's going to come around. McDonald, he's going to go to the top of the screen.
Great block by Hrvojevic.
Yeah, and then McDonald, look at him go. He is down. That is a great gain, so they're going to need about 44 for a first down.
I'm telling you, Hrvojevic laid one out there. Great block leading it from that sophomore.
Yeah, but big back, and he can surely throw them. I thought he would have had a few more touches maybe out of the backfield this year, but Dexter's trying to keep out a little bit more balance. You play defense, this guy play offense for the longevity of players in the game right there. But
well, and we're so deep in the backfield as well, you know.
Yeah,
so.
But Hrvojevic, don't doubt yourself. He can run the ball hard, and he can lay licks. Dexter needing the first. Here is Turnbow. He's going to take it upfield. First down, and good yardage there. Takes it down to the 44. So now Dexter is going to need the football and a timeout. So we're going to keep it here.
Yep.
Here's the situation. Dexter now takes it. They've got one left, so there's 50.8. Jim, a couple of situations there. They've got one left. They got to use it smart. So you're in a situation, don't run the football here. Go ahead and throw the football.
Right.
If it's incomplete, the play stops. If you complete it, first down, the clock stops anyway to move the chains.
Right.
If it's a first down, take it and spike it immediately. You still got 3 downs to work with and still a timeout.
Yep.
That's my analysis quickly going through this, my thinking. But right here, I'm passing the football.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you're to the point now you've got to throw it with only 50.8 seconds left, only one timeout. You know, you can go to the sideline with it if you want to also get out of bounds. But you do, as you said, in high school that stops the clock when the chains have to move. So if you get the first down, it'll stop it, and you can get up there and spike it and still have the 3 downs to do something with it.
Two kids are in my mind right now. You can run the deep post route to Alford, or something we haven't seen yet this game is the tight end dump over the middle of the field deep to pull them.
Right.
That has been very effective for Dexter, although Alexander stands deep enough. If he recognizes pull him, he could stop that play. But here it is. Howard's going to pass. He looks. He is looking, still looking, and just takes off up the middle and tackled. They've got to get to the line in a hurry and to stop this clock.
Yeah.
Howard's got to know, throw it away out of bounds over a man's head or throw it incomplete.
I think we may just Dexter may let the clock run out here.
That's not their best choice. They can try to run a play and throw it deep. You never want to take an opportunity away right there, so you may want to let it run down for one last play, but they're going to call a timeout, I believe.
Yeah, and he may throw could be right. He may throw a Hail Mary here before halftime. And that's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, he's going to take it down to probably inside of 5 seconds. And there it is, 6.4 left is when the clock is stopped, so that is where he is at.
So it'll allow the Bearcats to throw something deep, or if they have some trickery in there someplace, to try to get the, maybe it's a hook and ladder or something like that to try to make something happen.
Well, Jim, I just looked down. My friend Kerry Gilbo is downstairs. He's on his way up right now. Folks, you do not want to miss this one. And we're going to keep the camera on the field, so you'll be able to see the band performing. You won't really hear them because the mics can't pick that up here anyway, but not very well. You'll see them do their performance, but you'll get to hear a great time with Kerry Gilbo. And then between that, we'll probably take a 30-second to 1 minute break to let the microphones reset as Jim will have kind of medley up here. I believe some cheerleaders are also performing at half, so I think she's going to be down there until that is over.
That's right, I believe that's right.
And then we will also, right before we start the third, we're going to come back and try to get the stats to you on this game so far, what's going on. Really, for Caruthersville, the stats read 2 big plays, Bryant touchdown run and the Alexander touchdown catch. Dexter, a lot of Devin Turnbow, and defense has turned it up.
Right, exactly right. So big play here with 4 seconds left.
Here we go. Alford a little bit tighter than he usually is. McDonald now all the way by himself at the top. Here comes Alford. It's going to be to him. Alford is looking. Going to be a pass play if he can get it. And throw down the field and incomplete. So that is going to take us to the half, folks. Dexter leading homecoming night 26-14 over Caruthersville. Folks, give us about 30 seconds and we will welcome Kerry Gilbo to the mic. We'll be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Welcome back to Dexter, Missouri. Again, halftime. It is 26-14. Bearcats lead this one. Welcome to my good friend. We eat supper together every Thursday night. Kerry Gilbo. I can't tell you, it's a pleasure to have you here in the booth representing the class of 73. Man, Kerry, great time and great time visiting with you last night, and also a bunch of your friends today at after lunch there.
Bobby, thanks for the invite first. It's great. It's awesome to be here. It is our 50th class reunion, and we've been brought out, taken through the school today to see what changed in the last 50 years, and some of it wasn't recognizable to us, but most of it still was. The hallways, the lockers, and everything really looked a lot. One thing, big change was, I got a new gymnasium.
New gymnasium, yeah. It is really big.
It is good. It was good.
So funny story about that. You got brought in and got to tour the school, but somebody also had to send you a text to remind you to behave yourself, right?
I got a couple of texts. When they found out I was coming to talk to you, I can't tell you everything they told me. You know, there was a lot of good stuff. This is cool. You know, we just saw her. I'm sitting right up there next to her homecoming queen 50 years ago, and it's just a great atmosphere. The stands are full. My goodness, you think you're watching football at Mizzou. The announcers are great, and I've watched you on TV before, and it makes for a fun night for a bunch of old folks.
So let's get into some stories from the past. So I understand today, talking to a lot of guys, you were kind of the daredevil of the bunch maybe, or the one they said, you know what, we need somebody to check this trick out and carry. And there's some story about a radio wagon and going down a hill. Why don't you tell us all about that one?
Well, we were young, and I was in really great school, and some buddies of mine, John Newland, Vic Trammell, Gary Trammell got involved, and they thought they could, if they pushed fast enough, they could get me to jump this little ditch and get through the briars, and I didn't get it made, but we had to try it again more than once. We finally said, okay, it ain't going to happen. And then the next day, they built a ramp. Thought, well, if this ramp, we can do it. So we went back.
So time out. You did this one day without the ramp, and it didn't work, and you went to the briars twice?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to go back day 2 and do this again.
Well, I thought I could do it too. I thought, if y'all get me a little faster and I get that ramp, I got it. They gave me a football helmet, so I thought I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof.
Well, see, and that's what Vic told me today. He says, well, the whole reason he wanted to do this stunt anyway, so he could wear my Sears Roebuck football helmet.
It was the best helmet in the neighborhood. It was the best helmet in our neighborhood.
Well, that is funny, and Vic was telling those stories. He also told me that he was able to quieten down Brian Becker. Mark Becker come by, and that was the first time maybe anybody's been able to quieten Becker down, because he loves to tell stories. But I believe Vic had come around the corner in practice and absolutely just drilled him in the stomach and knocked her breath out of him, and Becker is sucking it up.
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
and I believe Coach Gant was telling him, Vic, you've got the whole field over here to run. Why do you have to run straight at a guy?
He did. Vic was a hard runner. He was, but also Vic had a ritual before every football game. Back then, the back ends came out, the kickers, they all came out and warmed up, loosed up, threw the ball, kicked the ball. Linemen and defensive back, they stayed in the locker room
and took naps, which was you.
Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah, we're laying in there with no pads on and except our britches, and Vic would come in every game and just throw his guts up. It wasn't a little old spit. It wasn't nothing. I mean, you wondered if he was going to be okay to play, and then after we saw him do it every game, he would have to come back in and do his ritual. And we're all sitting there, and really, it just kind of got pretty laughable for us when we heard the door open. We know it was Vic, and here comes the upchuck.
Yeah, I want to get into a couple of the coaches there. Coach Rick Gant, I believe it is.
Richard Gant.
Richard Gant, yep. So he was so worried about being able to come to this event today. He was just worried, man, I just hope I have enough oxygen to make it through. That tells you how important this reunion is to some people.
Yeah, it was really cool him coming down and visiting with us while we was having our little luncheon. And he had told me last Thursday he'd be there. He made the comment. He's on oxygen, and he made the comment. He had already figured out however long we stayed, his wife could bring another oxygen tank down so he could stay down there.
Yep.
So he was our line coach back in 73, 70, 72.
So and also with that, tell us about your head coach. There's a neat story about who he become later on as his career developed.
It's real cool. His name Clyde Vaughn, and he played football. I think it was at SEMO. He was a stud. Him and Gant both were just outlaw on the football field. And he after I don't remember which year he left, but he went down and helped build and open up that Panama Canal. Worked his way all the way up to a 3-star general, and his office ended up in the Pentagon. And he's been home numerous times since then, and he hasn't forgotten nobody. I mean, I hadn't seen him in years, and he just turned around and looked at me when I was standing off to the side waiting to get to talk to him. He turned around and looked at me and said, "Gilbo, how you been?" You know, and that was pretty special to me, you know.
And he really believed in that football team because y'all took a thrashing against Jackson, and boy, he had belief in you, didn't he?
He did. It was kind of funny. We get beat 20-0 at Jackson, our first football game. He stood up on the bus as we're all sitting there beat to death, and he stands up and says, "You know, this team could be 9-1." And we all looked at each other like, what's he talking about, you know? And we went 8-2. We went 8-2.
So speaking of the 8-2, so Becker again comes in telling stories. he is mad at one of your friends, Wayne Williams, I believe it is.
Him and Wayne win at it all the time.
They win at it all. He blames that on Williams. He said, when you're in the record books at Sykes, so he's blaming him. However, the reason he was mad wasn't necessarily anything more than he didn't get to play in the game, but he had to run the sprints the next Monday.
That's right. Vaughn said that every Monday the defense had to run a 50-yard sprint for every point scored against the defense. And he was upset at Sykes, and he blamed it all on Wayne. He had to run the sprints. He didn't get to play, but we thought Vaughn let us off the hook. He only made us run 45.
So you're thankful for that 5.
That's right.
So another story about Wayne there I heard. So the Malden game. Do you remember the first play of the Malden game by chance?
Yeah, I do. I wasn't there whenever this conversation was being talked about, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Kickoff.
Yes.
And it kind of rolled up. It kind of rolled up to Wayne's feet, and he's watching it like a punt. He still got his mouthpiece in his sock. He hadn't even gotten the game, really, it seemed like. And everybody's yelling, "Get on the ball, get on the ball," because it was a live ball. It was live on the kick. I think I said punt, but it was a kickoff.
Yeah, first play of the game, kickoff.
That's right. The kickoff was just rolling around back there. Everybody's yelling, "Get on it, get on it." Wayne really didn't know what everybody was talking about, but he finally figured it out and took a lot of heat from it.
Yeah, a lot of heat over that. And that, from what I understand, they recovered touchdown, 6 points. They didn't get the extra point. Y'all beat them 45-6.
That's right.
So another neat deal there. Hayti. Tell me about the Hayti game.
Wow. It was in the rain, and the field was a mud bowl. I mean, it was just a mud bowl. And it was 0-0 with approximately 30 seconds left on the clock, and we had them pinned down on the 2. And they went to punt, and we blocked the punt. They fell on the ball in the end zone. Time went out, and we won 2-0.
2-0. That neat story there. And, there was a lot of good players on that team. I believe y'all had 2 really strong linebackers. Were they all state players in that group?
No, we had one all-state linebacker.
One all-state linebacker.
And another one, and he was really salty too. And that third one was really good. That was me.
So well, that's funny there. And so I understand the best high school team ever out of Dexter was to finish second in state. Y'all were sophomores on that team.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's
so
correct.
That is neat. And also, I didn't learn this, but I learned it last night because you were a 2-sport star. You played football and tennis, and I heard you were the cutest tennis player they had that year. Graceful, wasn't it?
It was a joke, of course. It was Dexter's first year to have a tennis team.
And your senior year, 73, was the first year.
We were seniors, and me and a buddy of mine, we thought it'd be kind of funny just to do it. We knew how to play ping pong, so we thought we could play tennis. And we were the first seniors to ever letter in tennis. Me and Alan Brown, rest his soul. And it was comical. We're down in the locker room on our first match that day, and we were down there. We got our little socks that match our wristbands on, these little old short shorts, and Clyde Vaughn walks by. And me and Alan looked up at the deer in the headlight look, and he kind of walked past, and he walked past us and backs up, and he said, "Y'all look cute." Me and Brownie never forgot it, and we did letter, but we refused to put the tennis rackets and the bar on our letter jacket.
Well, Kerry, I'm going to wrap this up here in just a few. We're going to get turn it over to Kelly Medley. Real quick, I want to honor the folks out of your class who have gone on to be with the Lord. Kerry, I'm going to let you read these names off when you get there. Just go over to that screen and you'll pick up a few extras, but you'll see it.
Bobby, this is pretty special.
Go ahead and give those guys their moment if we can.
This is something here. This is something. Whew. Gary Aslan, David Beam, Bruce Bishop, Alan Brown, Eddie Birch, Linda Chrisman, Mike Crawford, Beverly Kreitz, Tom DeMint, Joe Ellen Elliott, Alan England, Steve Hensey, Susan Hoffman.
Just a second there, Kerry. I've got to blow that up for you again.
Yeah, I don't have no glasses on. Where was I at? Susan Hoffman, Nanette Gibbons, Rick Jordan, Gary Leathers, Lee Luss, Tony Martin, Carla McClard, Cheryl McCoy, Hans Porter, David Shell, Richard Smith, Rayla Stewart, Randy Wagner, Sharon Woolard. These people are all special people. God bless. Wow.
Kerry,
that was something, Bobby.
Kerry, I wish we had more time. I'm sure you guys got a lot more events. Glad to have you up here again. Kerry Gilbo, class of 73, representing those guys here in the booth with us tonight. Folks, give us about 30 seconds, and we're going to turn this over to Jim Riker and Kelly Medley to hear from Young Realty. Kerry, thank you again.
Thank you all very much.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Welcome back, folks. We want to welcome Kelly Medley from Young Real Estate, our game sponsor for tonight. First off, thanks for your sponsorship and for joining us in a highly male-dominated booth up here. So I know you've made things look a lot nicer up here. I will say that. So, a person's house is usually their largest single investment. But when it comes time to buy or sell, lots of folks think they can handle it by themselves. What's the advantage of having somebody like you or a realtor to represent them when they're selling or buying a home?
Well, Jim, there is quite a few advantages of having a real estate agent to represent you, and that is the main one, is representation. We will keep you legal. We will fine-tooth comb through the whole contract and keep everybody on track with dates and inspections and everything that goes along with it.
So I know the real estate market has been cyclical, and certain times it favors the buyer, certain times, just recently, it's favored the sellers, I know. What's the factors that affect whether it's a seller's or a buyer's market?
Well, Jim, there are a couple different factors. One of them would be inventory, which right now we're super low on inventory, so it is still a seller's market. The other would be the interest rates, and it would play a huge part in that. And again, it is a seller's market right now just due to inventory.
Right. And that was the interest rates. When there was such a seller's market, that was a huge piece of it. When the interest rates were so low, everybody could sort of upgrade their house, couldn't they?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that played a huge role in everybody buying and selling at the time.
So which Young Real Estates, what's their market area really?
So we have quite a large market area. As a matter of fact, we do serve all of Stoddard County, but go all the way south down Campbell area. I have some in Van Buren, all the way over in New Madrid County. So we have quite a wide variety of properties in different areas.
So if somebody is looking to buy or upgrade or to sell or whatever, how do they get a hold of you guys?
That's a good question. Our office is located at 1516 West Business Highway 60 in Dexter, or you could call us on the telephone. It is 573-624-4441.
All right, so give that number again.
573-624-4441.
4441. All right. Well, congratulations on Young Real Estate. Thank you guys for all the help you give us as we broadcast. Congratulations on your two girls being on the court tonight. I know that's a proud moment for you.
We're very proud.
Exactly right. So that's Kelly Medley with Young Real Estate. I want to thank her and the whole crew there at Young Real Estate for supporting us. We'll take about a 30-second break or so. Bobby will be back. We'll talk a little bit about some stats and then the second half of this game. You're watching high school football on the Aycorp Sports Network.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your
let's
family
hit those
during
first.
times of loss.
How about?
For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Welcome back to Dexter, Missouri. As we are still at halftime, about 3 minutes to go. Jim, just to wrap up what we had there at half, I do want to mention we talked about Wayne Williams. His dad passed away, I believe, this morning, and it was so special to him to make this event. He still came today for this 50th class reunion. Now, what a special time. Glad we had Kelly Melody come up with and represent Young Realty, because they are so big to our broadcast and what they do in the community and the town. Such a big player there, so it's great to have halftime shows like we did this time. We don't get to do it every time, but it's so special when you get to do those things.
Yeah, exactly right. It is a big thing to get to do that. We do have some stats here from halftime, courtesy of Brett Dorton. We want to thank him for those. 26-14, of course, scored halftime. 9 first downs for Dexter versus 4 for Caruthersville. Dexter with 210 yards on the ground on 22 carries, 78 yards on 21 carries for Caruthersville. Passing, Dexter 1 of 5, Caruthersville 1 of 4. Caruthersville's one completion was a 62-yarder for a touchdown, though, from Jared Hudgens to Jamonte Alexander. Let's see. Kickoff returns, 3 for 72 for Dexter, 2 for 35 for Caruthersville. A punt return for a touchdown for Dexter. Penalties, 5 for 40 yards for Dexter, 5 for 35 for Caruthersville. And Caruthersville leads in time of possession, 12:32 to 10:16. Individual leaders, Sammy Bryant, the leader, 89 yards on 7 attempts. Of course, one long touchdown run of 71 yards. For the Bearcats, 97 yards for Lee Michael McDonald with a 45-yard long run for a touchdown. Devin Turnbull, 2 carries for 35. R.J. Farmer, 4 for 42. And Jet Grams, 4 for 25. Tackles, Alford with 5. Weathers with 7. For the Caruthersville Tigers, Dominguez has got 4 and Moulton with 3. They lead them. Scoring goes like this. Lemata McDonald with a touchdown on a that he fumbled into the end zone, but Logan Pullum recovered it for a touchdown. Second touchdown, Devin Turnbow with a touchdown run. That makes it 12-0 Dexter. Then Devin Turnbow again on a punt return for a touchdown. Made it 19-0. Then Caruthersville got on the scoreboard with about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Sammy Bryant with a touchdown makes it 19-6. Lee Michael McDonald extended the Dexter lead to 26-6 on a 45-yard touchdown run. And then the final scoring of the first half, Jared Hudgens passed to Jamonte Alexander for 62 yards, and that's where we're at, 26-14 at halftime. So those are the stats, Bobby.
Jim, I do want to correct myself. I said Young Realty. That is actually Young Real
Estate. Yes.
And that's just me, I guess, using some of my country slang where I shorten things up sometimes.
I understand.
And I just brought it on into a business there, so I'm sorry about that, folks. It's Young Real Estate. And again, what a big player they are in this community and what they do for us here in Dexter. Looking at this game right now, Jim, Dexter, you look at their offense, they ran the ball well to the outside several times. They've got nothing really to speak of going in the passing game. I think that's a big area, and I'll explain why. Dexter's got to get going in this passing game. If you look at big teams who are winning in this area, you look at Poplar Bluff, you look at Jackson, you look at Cape, you look at Park Hills, you look at St. John, all these teams can throw the football at a very good rate. I think you've got to be balanced enough, but when they need to move the football up and down the field quickly, they can. Dexter's relying right now on big plays to move it up and down the football field. I think they've got to find rhythm in that passing game if they want to make a deep playoff run.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think you got to get the passing game going a little bit at least. And like I said, 1 for 4 tonight. Jet Graham's with the only catch so far. So got to improve on that a little bit. We got some other scores from around the area. Biggie, a little surprise to me that it's this much. Valley leads Park Hills Central 42-12 in the second quarter.
So Jim, on that one, Park Hills Central has lost their starting quarterback for the season. He got hurt earlier this year, out for the season, I believe.
I think that's right.
I think that's playing some into it, but that is a big game, and remember the margin of 13. That's big for Dexter.
42, they updated the score, 42-18 at the half. Cape Central leads Farmington 20-0 at the half. At halftime, New Madrid County Central at home against Kennett leads 34-6. At halftime, Jackson leads Sykeston 42-0. At halftime, this is another one that surprises me a little bit. Scott City at Kelly leads Kelly 49-6 at the half.
So that's a big one for Caruthersville. Caruthersville needs to put something together in the second half, come back and win this one. If they can knock off Dexter a class up and have Scott City beat Kelly, that is a big gain for Caruthersville there.
Absolutely right. East Prairie leads Malden 28-21 at the half, and St. John 21-8 at the half over Potosi. So that's what we have here. Both teams back out on the field, and we're not too far from the second half of football.
Jim saw another member of class of 73 down below, Steve Yeager right there. He is actually down beneath us. I believe he is a spotter maybe for Aaron Mathis. Helps out every week. They have a home game here at Dexter. Just so many people that class of 73 still around this area and involved.
Yep, exactly right. And I see Steve every once in a while, play a little golf with him occasionally, and good guy. So 26-14, Caruthersville gets the ball in the second half. So I think this first series goes a long way as to how does this game play out? Do the Bearcats, can Dexter get a stop, get the ball back, score, and maybe put it a little more out of reach? Or if Caruthersville scores, we've got a ball game on our hands then.
And the staple of Dexter's teams right now has been their defense. If they make a play right there and stop them, look out. I mean, if they can get it in a short field, give themselves a big chance to make a play, that would be tremendous. Caruthersville right now, they just need to close this to a one-score game. Put it in the end zone, get it 26-21, and all of a sudden you've got a fighting chance to really make a big play and get a lead maybe.
Right. Yeah, then it's just one defensive mistake by Dexter, and and they could have the lead. So this is a big series right off the bat.
We'll see what DeMint does. He has boomed 2 into the end zone. His last 2 kicks earlier in the game, it was ground balls up the middle by Dexter. DeMint running hard, and he's going to kick it deep. It's going to be returnable for Bryant. He's got it. It's going to be a reverse hand. Nope. It is a reverse hand, and that is Alexander, and taken down there
Avoyevich, and a flag's going to come in. They're going to call that a horse collar, I believe, maybe.
Yeah, he signaled right there, horse collar, so that's going to be 15 on top of it. So ball lies at about the 22-yard line, 23-yard line maybe, and they're going to take home 15 more.
Yeah, absolutely. There, good coverage by the Bearcats at the time. They recognized the reverse nicely, stayed in their lanes, but then got the tackle a little high. One thing I'm not seeing here, Bobby, is I'm looking down the sideline. I don't see R.J. Farmer on the sideline for the Bearcats.
Missed a lot of plays late in that first half there, and Jim as well. I don't see it, and I don't see him on the field. It is Jackson Miller taking his safety spot right now.
Yeah, and that's a big. I mean, no offense to Jackson at all, but that's a big loss, a senior to a freshman there, and also in the running game, Devin Turnbull will really have to step up on that offense.
But it's a senior, one of your leading tacklers, one of your fastest kids on the team, and a kid who can move all over the field as he cuts and runs.
Yep, and I sure don't see him down there any place. So.
And here is Alexander, takes a hand, goes far side, and he's got a blocker. He's got room to run up the field, and first down, knocked out of bounds by Devin Turnbow.
This is like I said, a big series for the Bearcats. R.J. Farmer, their senior leader, one of their senior leaders at least, out of the ball game, and they got to find a way to get a stop here on Caruthersville. Nice run that time though by Alexander outside for the first down.
Alexander is their playmaker on this offense for the most part. Moten as well can get involved, but usually a lot runs through Alexander. He's number 8. He is in the slot to the bottom of the screen, standing on the Bearcat. Man in motion is Moten. Pitched to him, bobbled and held on to, and wrapped up there by Horvorovich, the first man to get his hand on him.
Yeah, Weathers in there, Alfred in there as well, and I think like there's one other player in there, but a pickup of nothing. It'll be a no gain, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
And that's ideal football for Dexter. Alfred gets up top, takes out the blocker. Hervorovich reads well and cuts down and fills that hole and makes a contact. And also
yes.
The defensive end pinning his guy down the way he needs to there. That gives a clear shot for a linebacker in there. Here is up the middle to Bryant, and that is Hervorovich again in there and stops him. And look at that. There's Weathers cleaning him up.
And Hervorovich, nice job as well of holding on to that foot till help got there. Great job, Hervorovich, with 2 really nice plays in a row here.
Jim, we talked about it earlier in the game, pregame, I believe. You will not see Dexter do a whole lot of solo tackles. It's gang tackling, team speed, and that's what they're built around. Is now that they're going to bring in a straight pass rush offense, it looks like.
Yep.
No big man in the middle, so you got 2 guys with their hand on the ground. McDonald, a deep safety, and it could have been a false start.
Yeah,
on the edge.
I thought the same
and there's
thing.
A chance for a sack. Missed him there. He's going to have to run. Hervorovich, no.
Missed him.
First down yardage coming, and big collision right there. Ryder Williams contacts Hudgens hard.
Right on the sideline.
Probably should have been a false start in the slot for Caruthersville.
Yes.
There. Guy started early.
I said they get a good jump on that every time, and that's going to be close to a first down, and it is going to be a first down.
And the only reason I say that should have been, Jim, that really stuck out to me on the field. Everybody else is just dead still, and
right.
I see the movement up there. It's very doubtful he got that good of a jump, and that's why I call that from up here is the way I see probably should have been.
First down, though, big first down for Caruthersville by the quarterback Hudgens' feet.
Wide set again. Hudgens going to pass. Pressure coming from Dexter over the middle. Incomplete. Underthrown. I think out in front of the intended receiver and probably a little out in front, but nonetheless.
Good coverage
incomplete.
that time. That was Jackson Miller on the coverage. So 2nd and 10.
Dexter starting to run a few players in and out on the defensive side of the football now. There's Willems back out. He was in for a pass protection play. Now out.
Moten goes out for the Tigers.
Jim, in the last couple of weeks, Willems come in when they run that 4-man front set. He has played really good football in that 4-man set there.
Yeah, he has.
Dexter back, 3 down lineman. Here's the pitch outside, offered there. Man, that's big for Dexter, negative yards.
Yep, brings up a 3rd and about.
And Brian is down.
He was slipping a little bit, and Nolan cleaned him up there, and it brings up 3rd and 13.
Here again, that is Caleb got off, and now we've got Willems back in. So that's, I'm going to say, a pass protection play now, 3rd and long. Parker King in there. So you got Willems, King, and Weathers on the line in that order from top to bottom of the screen. That'll be offered to the bottom outside backer, pull him to the top. Safety back is Miller. Here is Hudgens, looks to pass. Weathers all over him, and he just has to shuttle that away
Gets it out. Good job. He got it past the line of scrimmage, I believe, and he was out of the tackle box, so would not be intentional grounding, and it'll bring up 4th down. Great pressure by Weathers, though.
Landon Weathers has discovered something against the man guarding him or across from him there, because he is beating him as badly as he can be beat right now.
Right. I would agree with that. I would agree. He really is.
And it's a stance. It's a step. He knows going inside, outside. I'm not sure. I haven't picked it up because I haven't watched it, but he is through the line in a hurry. Hudgens, the kicker. McDonald back deep for Dexter at the 10. Hudgens almost gets it blocked, and that's going to be running into the punter right there, and that's Weathers.
He sort of got blocked into him, to be fair.
Well, that is going to be a 15-yard.
Yeah, it'll be a 1st down, no question. And you just you can't.
Well, and block punts are nice, Jim, but you're up 2 scores. Just get the football back.
Right. You're right.
You know, if you got a clean block, that's fine, but elsewise, you've got to stay out of the way.
Now, at the high school level, I admit my ignorance here. Is there a difference in running into and roughing? No, it's a 15, so it is a 1st down.
Yeah, but big break for Caruthersville.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, Jim, we've talked about the worst part of this season for Dexter is their penalties, and another killer right there. You had the football back.
Yeah, you got the stop you wanted. That was just that was a mistake, no question about it. You just can't. I know they don't go very deep on the punt, and I know that it's very enticing to try to block that, but you just can't. You got to pull up on that, no question.
Dexter finds himself in a bit of a hole now. Ball's at the 29. Here's Bryant trying to get outside. Pullum, nice job. Logan Pullum's not going to get credit for a tackle right there, but Jim, he did a beautiful job. He got outside shoulder of the runner and cut him back into the teeth of the defense.
Yep, exactly right. And then Weathers and Hrvojevic got the tackle there, but you're right. Logan Pullum did a great job there of turning him back in. Loss of about 2.
It's a shame there's nothing in the stat books for that kind of play, but it looks good for somebody, but on screen for us to see it, man, that's as good as you get.
Yep.
Hudgens in the gun. He snaps, quick throw, and that is hit immediately.
Oh.
Dexter had guys offered, almost tipped it, and
Ryder Williams right there,
immediately.
Man. Read that all the way, and that's a loss.
Jim, no doubt that is a film study during the week right there. They recognize that play and come up on it hard.
Absolutely right. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 15 now for the Tigers.
You know, I hear a lot what Coach Lumica does. He has things broke down to a T, and here comes a play here.
Weathers just got – okay, that's got to be a holding call. How do you miss that? Weathers just got thrown to the ground by his defender, by his blocker. No call.
You're talking about the one right in front of the quarterback?
Oh, yes, right in front of the white hat.
That was offered on the outside coming there.
Okay, well, whoever it was got thrown to the ground. I mean, that should be an obvious call right there. Yes, and I'm not one who tries to get on the referees very often, but that one was a missed call, no question. But it's a big 1st down for Caruthersville, just the same.
So Dexter now, the penalty led to this. Dexter running into the kicker, and now they've got their backs against the wall here. Quick pitch to Alexander outside, and Dexter does not clean up, and finally does there as he closes in on the goal line.
Yeah, he gets down to about the 3 or so. 26-14, a 12-point game, so 2-score game here.
Right here, big possession for Caruthersville. They need to punch it in and close the gap.
Yeah, they really do.
They do this, they can catch Dexter on their heels, and one of their star players not on the field. Here's the play up the middle, taken down. Look at Levi DeMint and company getting him.
DeMint from his linebacker spot, good job in there.
Offered
as well.
I want to say maybe Ryder Williams come up and got a shove at the end too. And who is that on the ground right there? I think that was the ball carrier maybe.
It was the ball carrier, yes.
I want to get that real quick. Is that number 3 or number 8 before we can get off air? That is number 3. That is Bryant. Folks, we're going to get off the air real quick. Let them clean that up. We'll be back in 30. Welcome back to Dexter. Brian, able to get off the field real quick before we set. Anything new on the scores, Jim, that you can update us on?
Let's see here. Looks like not a whole lot new. Kelly, nope, 49-6 still at half. Nope, everything's still the same as we had earlier, so
all right, here
everybody
we go.
started at halftime.
3rd and 5 now. They cannot get a first down without a touchdown. Here is Hudgens. He's looking, penalty flag. That's probably going to be a false
start, you would guess, yes.
So that's going to take it 3rd and 10. What a defensive stop this could be for Dexter. I'm sure it's 2-down territory regardless for Caruthersville.
No question. They've got to have a score here, but you're right. I mean, this would be a huge stop if Dexter could get it here. 3rd and goal from the 10 now.
You know, a little surprised. Maybe they're trying to roll out right here, and Dexter has done well coming off the edge, especially the side he's rolling to. That's Weathers and Alford on that side. They've been extremely good there. And he's going to do the same. He's trying to roll, and he's got room. He's going to the end zone, and there's Hrvojevic takes him down at the 6, and now that is the quarterback Hudgens down as he lays at the 6. Folks, we're going to take another timeout. We will be back as soon as we can get him off the field.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
We're back. Hudgens jogging off the field, so quarterback in now as guest. Has not played a snap tonight at quarterback. 4th and 6 situation. So he has snaps on the season. He's been playing a lot of quarterback, but cold tonight. We will see if he can convert for Caruthersville. Big play right here in the game for the Tigers. Man in motion is Alexander. He gets a pitch, trying to get far side. Has to get away, and he fumbles a football. Dexter recovers. How about that?
The extra effort there by Alexander trying to get in the end zone, fumbles, and it's a turnover, and Dexter will get it back.
Logan Fulham was over the ground, and he smacks the ground upset because he missed the tackle. Little does he know, Dexter has gotten a fumble right there and recovered. Jim, I love to see emotions out of players when they want something.
Absolutely. So Dexter will get it. They don't have great field position, but they held there at the inside on the red zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats from the 5.
Still no signs of R.J. Farmer out here on the sidelines or on the field. Offered wide to the bottom. McDonald tucked in to the bottom of the screen. That is Turnbow to the top. Howard has it. He's going to take it himself up the field. Gets a nice, not just a couple. That's going to be close to a first, if not. No, they got him down. They got a knee down.
But he's still going to pick up about 6 there, so a nice pickup. And you wonder, we talked about this in the pregame, Bobby. Is this where that tiredness of the line for Caruthersville come into play a little bit?
Could be.
Potentially.
Here you're in a 2nd and 1. Now here's the deal for Dexter. You want to get a passing going, it's 2nd and 1. Try something in a passing game, but if it ain't there, throw it away or just tuck it and running. You still got it. It's 1st
I think they ended up calling it 1st down, yeah.
Howard's got it. He's going to keep it himself again. Maybe a yard on the play.
2nd and 9.
So Dexter's going to be content with just trying to run some and take time off the clock and tire them out, it looks like maybe.
Well,
so.
you'd love, I'm sure if you're Coach Jamerson, you'd love to have about a 7-minute, 95-yard drive. I mean, that would be the ideal right here. No question. But that's a lot to ask.
And you really don't want to put this in a situation to get Caruthersville the football back and this close to the end zone because, again, you are without one of your best players.
Right.
Here is that is Turnbow, rather, going with the outside. He's got room and a couple of blocks. taken down by Dominguez at the 25-yard line, right at the first down.
Devin Turnbull has had he's been forced into action offensively tonight, but he's had a very nice night offensively for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and that's a first down for Dexter, so they move the chains 4:50 and counting here in the third.
Turnbull was sophomore, of course, and really, just sort of next man up mentality, and they've done a nice job of it.
Dexter, no hurry, just easily to the line right here, in full control of their offense. Howard's got it. Fake hand back to McDonald. He has got a space to work with and makes a couple miss and another miss. Now he gets rid of another would-be tackler down inside the 50, down at the 43-yard line of Caruthersville.
Boy, great stutter step here at about the 50-yard line to pick up another 7 or 8. I mean, just a dandy run by Lee Michael McDonald. We've seen that all season for Dexter, but he really did a nice job. Alexander runs him down, though, and makes the tackle.
Right now, Dexter has them on their heels. One big play away from stretching this out again to a 3-score game. McDonald up at the top of the wing tee there. This is Turnbow to the bottom. Turnbow in motion. He's got it. It's going to take it far side. Has blockers. He's going to make a cut back to the middle of the field and is going to be hit by several guys. Now look at Turnbow go. Nice run.
Nice run.
First down yardage again by Dexter.
Absolutely. That's about a 17-yard pickup or so for Devin Turnbull, and that last 2 or 3 were all on his own. And the Bearcats doing a nice job of getting outside, and then the running backs cutting it back against the grain.
Yeah, patience, and you see, one thing I keep saying is blockers out front. They're letting that play develop. They can see what's in front of them. They see the blocker. They know where their cut lanes are. Great job right now, Dexter, on the football. Caruthersville needs a stop in a big way. Empty backfield. Here's McDonald in motion, handed to him. He tries to push a blocker out in front, and not a whole lot there for him.
No, he may have picked up about 4, but once again, very patient with nothing was there, so he was just patient, picked up what he had, and brings up a second and about 6.
Yeah, I think he was trying to push Big Peyton Hartline on down the field and said, look, I'm faster than you. You need to go.
Yeah, and he does. Sometimes he outruns his blockers. He's so quick, he'll outrun those blockers almost.
That's an improvement this year, I think. I saw that a lot last year out of him, just outrunning his coverage sometimes and not letting it develop. A lot more patience and understanding with the playbook this year. And not having to make every play by himself. Here is a couple of fake hands back to McDonald now. He's working around blockers, and he's got room.
Oh, McDonald, you're right.
That is McDonald, and is he in?
No.
Touchdown,
yes, touchdown.
Dexter.
Just got in. I didn't think they were going to give it to him there, but he got in.
Well, no call until he got right over the pylon. So Dexter now 32-14.
Good job by
score.
Good job by the officials there to get down there to make that call and look for help and everything to make that call too. Good job for them.
So Dexter now takes that commanding lead, 3-score game.
95-yard drive there too, Bobby. That's huge.
Yep, and happened. Caruthersville threatened to score and fumbled the football there. Here is a fake, and Williams looks. Nothing there, and he's still running around. He's got a guy way over there, and that is Connor Hill, and it's picked off.
Can't get there in time, just a bad snap, and couldn't do anything with it. So Bearcats haven't been great on the conversions tonight, but they still lead 32-14.
And Jim, I think that may be designed because that was like maybe a high snap, but they run that a lot where Williams just takes it and goes out to pass.
Yep.
And for guys to know to scatter that quickly may have been, I'm not sure. I see you checking for any updates. Particular of interest is Park Hills.
Yeah, that game stays the same, 42-18, Valley over Park Hills. Cape Central 27-0 over Farmington, a little surprising. New Madras extended it to 41-6 over Kennett. East Prairie 28-21 over Malden. St. John and Potosi still at halftime, or the score says 21-8, so nothing real new there. And here, of course, Bearcats have opened it up 32-14.
So matchup, interesting to see. Class 2, I believe it is. Valley and New Madrid could meet. That would be the third round of districts.
That'd be the championship game of the districts if they got together. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch. I do like Valley in that game because the difference in able to score extra points through the leg and kicking. There is a ground ball back toward, that is Moten. and he gives that to Alexander, makes one man miss, and
but
Williams.
not Ryder Williams.
Williams, and that is Wirtz. First time to call his name tonight, but he wraps. That's a beautiful play, but Wirtz wrapping up the legs.
Yes, it was. You're exactly right, Bobby. He did a good job, and then Ryder Williams finished him at the top, and good job.
We've talked about that so much. Dexter sometimes likes to hit high, and good to see a young man take the legs out.
Yep.
He goes low, and Williams high. Right here, 2:57 left in the third. Caruthersville needs to move the football, and not desperation, but they've got to find a way to get 3 scores, and they've only been able to do it twice so far tonight against Dexter.
Yes, still in the ball game.
Pressure coming. He's going to throw that over the middle, and caught and hit hard by Wirtz.
Nice hit by Wirtz there. I believe that was him. No, that was Jackson. That was Jackson Miller, I believe, on the hit. Yeah,
Jackson Miller.
Yeah, nice hit for that freshman there on Alexander. First down though. Ryan Guest in at quarterback after.
I will say it's hard to see Jackson Miller's number when it's tucked up on his back because it rolls up and almost looks like a 6.
Yeah, you're right.
And here's the play. Here is throw. He's going to throw it again, and nothing there.
Yeah.
A little bit out in front of Alexander.
Just a little bit. Guest sort of short armed that a little bit, so second down.
You can definitely see the zip coming out of Guest's hands a little sharper.
Yes.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the stats on him to see, how he's throwing it, completions, incompletions, his being able to be on target, but definitely sharper and a lot more zip coming out. And gets rid of it quicker. He's not letting that blitz from Dexter get to him as quick.
Yeah, he's got it. And I would be interested to see if Dexter tries to bring somebody here again.
Caruthersville spreads it. Yes, now he looks quickly out. Tipped by Alford, and that is incomplete.
Boy, nice job by Nolan Alford. Get those hands up. That's what you teach kids when they get in there. Get those hands up, and he did a fine job of that.
Now it is 3rd and 10. Dexter will bring in their third down package. That'll be Willems, King, and number 11, Weathers. Now Parker King coming off.
Ryan Guest for the season up for tonight, 39 of 53 for 415 yards, 3 TDs, and an interception. So he had completed over 50% of his passes coming into tonight.
Now P. King back in. I will finish the story on that in a second. Here is a pass play, and that is illegal. Nope, there's a flag. They threw Alford to the ground, and they're going to get him there.
They're finally going to get that hold. We saw that earlier, we think. So,
but Dexter will probably decline. It's 3rd and 10.
Yes.
So, Jim, funny story. So, this is actually the first group. Ryder Williams' senior class here. That was the first year that I got to coach. Nolan was in the 3rd grade. Ryder was in the 4th, so Ryder was on my team. But I had Parker King on my team. And that year, Parker King, and I just said P. King, and, of course, the P. King restaurant here in Dexter, and it stuck. I mean, everybody called him P. King for as long as I can remember now. I don't know if the nickname is still there today, but I remember for the longest time, everybody called him P. King. Where it come from was that day in practice, and I'll never forget it. Just stuck immediately.
So the Bearcats, I believe, are going to decline the penalty and bring up 4th down and 10.
Well, Jim, that is the spot in the field you've been talking about all night long about the hold and holding, and they did pick it up there. So they are tuned in to our broadcast.
Yeah, they must be. That's it. That must be it. So we'll see. Is Caruthersville going to punt here? They're down 3 scores.
That or you got really excited the last time it happened. They may have heard
they may have heard me. That's exactly right. No, that was the old days. They would have heard me in the old days. I've sort of calmed down as I've gotten older.
As we're waiting, another funny story of class of 73, I think it was Vic who was telling the story. I can't remember his last name, but Mark had moved away in the 8th grade to Cape. And so Dexter has her golf team, and they're playing here at Dexter, I believe, in the pouring rain. Well, Cape is killing them. So Vic says instead of hitting the ball anymore, they're just picking up and throwing the golf ball. And they lost miserably anyway, but just picking it up and throwing it, not even giving them the effort to hit it. He said, we just wanted to get out of the pouring rain at the time right there. So funny story from this afternoon. But timeout by Caruthersville. We'll take one as well. We'll be back in 30 here at the Aycorp Media Networks. Welcome back to Dexter. Jim, next week we will be in Kennett, Missouri. They love us down there in Kennett.
They do.
And we will be there for the Kennett-Dexter game and broadcasting high above there, I believe, for that one. Can't wait for that one. It'll be a big one. Something the folks from Dexter don't want to see, and Aaron Pixley in the black and yellow again.
No.
He's helping out, and to his credit there, it is a teacher shortage. He went down there, turned it down, I believe, accepted, and said, you know what, the kids need coaches.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what happened.
Yep. Here we go, fourth, and they're going to
quick kick it. And that's
short kick.
Just step away from it. If you're Dexter, it'll go out of bounds at about the 38 or so, and Dexter will get it back. Yeah, we will be down there next week, Bobby. And also on Monday, we'll have Aycorp Sports will have the Porterville Bulldogs going to Clarkton to face the Reindeers and some volleyball. And then on Thursday,
both of those teams, Jim, very highly ranked in volleyball.
Absolutely.
Right,
yeah, I've got to see
season.
Porterville. They've had a really nice season. I've seen them. And then the Bearcats of Dexter will host the Poplar Bluff Mules here on Thursday night. That'll be on Aycorp Sports. And then, as Bobby mentioned, we'll be in Kennett on Friday night, high above the Kennett Stadium. I don't really like that perch up there, but that's where we're going to be. So
it's not the funnest thing to get up that.
It is not for an old man like me in particular. I'm telling you.
And hey, we're not carrying cameras or anything.
That's exactly right. Thank goodness.
Here's Howard at empty backfield. He snaps, hands to McDonald. He cuts it inside, and he's got room outside. Look at that. He has got it now. Shoves a guy stiff arm. Jim, you don't credit that, but Alford on the outside holding his man down on the block. That was beautiful, and it just let McDonald take off and run right there around the edge.
Yeah, it did, and nice tackle that time by Terrence Jackson, a sophomore for the Tigers, as he went low. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, and I credited Alford's tackle, but I want to credit the offensive line too.
Oh.
Right there, I mean, nothing coming through to touch McDonald early, and he gets to the outside to see it. You know, we don't talk about the big guys in the middle enough and what they do, but, well, they have done it tonight because Dexter has been able to run the football at ease from those tonight. That is Turnbow in motion. He's going to take that far side, and nice gain there. First down yardage.
And more, yeah.
I'm going to tell you, this is big for Dexter, I think, in the run game and Turnbow. No Farmer, and we have not seen him return. Farmer's out, but here we have McDonald and now Turnbow stepping in. That's big because if you have McDonald go down, we've seen him limp off the field a time or two and have a cramp, and then Farmer out tonight. When you see a kid step in and chunking out yardage the way he has, it's not on a player ability. It's a senior and a sophomore. Hey, I'm going to give the senior his spot there,
right.
and well-deserving. Farmer
absolutely.
deserves that. But it's nice to see for Dexter to have that depth coming in right there. Definitely a breakout game for Turnbow on offense. Here's the snap, goes to Graham up the middle, and maybe for a yard or two.
Yeah, Jets with it about, as you said, about 2 yards. The Bearcats have got well over 300 yards on the ground tonight. They had 210 at halftime, and, of course, they had a 95-yard drive all on the ground in that start. So they're well over 300 yards on the ground tonight.
Play clock and game clock are right at the – they may have to snap one more. I think there's a couple of tenths difference right here. Again, Jim, I know they're up 3 scores, but I really look for Dexter. They need to find timing in that passing game.
Yeah.
I keep going back to that. They haven't done a whole lot tonight. You've got to find time to work on it as Graham takes it up the middle. I'm sorry, Jet. I say Graham, and I cut the S off every time, and it's Graham's with an S.
And we got a flag in the middle of that scrum out there. So and that will end the quarter. We'll see what shakes out here.
Well, the flag is there. I'm waiting to see where it's going to come in. I heard a little side discussion about maybe somebody threw a punch there.
You want to take a break, and then we'll, at the end, when we come back, we can sort it out? Or let's see. Here he goes.
Here comes a call right here.
Yep.
We'll stick with it. He said, I tricked you. He's listened to our broadcast.
Yeah,
and I know he's in their earbuds.
Making sure we get it right. And if that is on Dexter, that's a costly penalty. You just can't do that as you're driving and have a 3-score lead.
Well, hey, this guy knows how to get his time on camera, doesn't he?
He does. He does. And now we've got a
personal foul, and that's going against
unsportsmanlike conduct against Dexter. So that'll go back 15, and Dexter will have it'll make it third and
I think it's going to make it first.
No, Dexter's got the ball. So
it's third and a bunch when we come back. Guys, that takes us to the end of the third.
Right.
We'll be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
The best fall tradition in Northeast Arkansas is back, Pumpkin Hollow. Make sure to try out all the exciting things that Pumpkin Hollow has to offer. Get in the action on the breathtaking zip lines. Get up close and personal with the friendly farm animals. Get lost in the enormous corn maze. Get your thrills at the scariest haunted attractions in Northeast Arkansas. And don't forget to pick out the perfect pumpkin or fall decoration to take home and enjoy. Only at Pumpkin Hollow, the fall tradition for the entire family.
Back in Dexter, Missouri, Jim, I think you are trying to update some scores here.
I am. East Prairie and Malden tied in the third quarter at 28. Malden looking, I believe, for their first win of the season, so big game for them. New Madrid County 54-6 in the fourth quarter over Kennett. Dexter's opponent next week. Cape Central 34-0 in the fourth quarter over Farmington at Cape. Valley still leads 42-18, the last score we had. Dexter with a third and about 15 here.
Here is Howard. He's in the gun. Hrvorovich behind him. Turnbow. Man in motion, he looks, dumps that out to Pullum. He's got room to run. Now inside the 20, makes a man miss, and he's going to be down at the 10-yard line. How about that, Jim?
First down for the Bearcats. Jackson Howard hasn't had to throw the ball a lot tonight, but when he did, he put it right on the numbers there to Pullum, and the sure-handed Pullum catches it, and it's a first and goal for the Bearcats.
Well, Jim, here's why I'm going to disagree with the pass and the play call. You threw an underneath pass that was well short of the first down marker. And here's where the kids just proved me wrong. They go ahead and run for it.
Well, yeah, but I think they were thinking that they were in territory. It was a four-down territory probably, so if they picked up half of it even, they might have been okay with it. By the way, it turned out great for Dexter.
Yes, it did. Here's McDonald in the motion. That is Grams with the football. He cuts that inside to about the 2-yard line. I believe it's 3 maybe.
Yep.
Jet, again, nothing's easy for him. He hits people hard. In his mind, he wants to run that sprint, but he knows he's going to have to make some contact somewhere, and he really just lowers the shoulders well.
Yeah, he really does. He's got those nice big legs and keeps those driving and is able to pick up, 4 or 5 yards a lot of times.
Howard again gets his team spread. That's Neely to the top of the screen. McDonald is the slot. Turnbow tucked in tight. Here's the play. Goes to Grams. He's trying to get it to the end zone. Touchdown, but there's a flag.
Penalty flag on the play.
And the penalty will be illegal shift on Dexter, so that'll take it back.
Jim, over on the sideline, offered land on his back. He is getting stretched out. He ran off the field kind of awkwardly, I thought, so I'm not sure if that's cramps or not.
Yeah, the way they're pushing those toes, I'm guessing it is a cramp. I'm not a doctor, but I've had enough cramps that have been worked out that way, that's for sure.
Not a guy Dexter wants to lose. They're up big, but still, you don't want to lose him. As good as a game as he has had defensively tonight.
So second and goal from the 9 now after the penalty and the touchdown called back.
Howard still in the gun. That's Pullum in motion. Hands to Pullum. He's looking for room to run. Got a couple blocks. Cuts it back, and he is going to be stood up at the 1 and down.
No.
He's probably inside the 1-yard line right there where they got him marked.
That was a nice cutback by Logan Pullum right there. Once again, not a kid who carries the ball a whole lot for the Bearcats, but really nice cutback, and it's third and goal from the 1. The inside the 1.
And, Jim, that's the beauty of that play I like. When Pullum gets that football, he's the last person in the world, I'm thinking, on a tight end sweep that's going to get us football on this play.
Right.
You're looking at all the speed demons they have on this team and what they can do, and Turnbow, McDonald, what they've done tonight, and the hard hitter Grams. And then here comes Pullum, and he put up, what's that, maybe a 7-8 yard run easily.
Right. Well, and they only run it once or twice a game, but it makes a big difference. Grams
touchdown, Dexter. And again, Dexter goes on up, and that's going to make it
38-14 now.
I'm trying to do math and not very well.
Leave that math to me. That's my specialty, That's my specialty. Grams with the touchdown, his first of the night.
I'll do the talking and you'll do the adding.
That's right. 2 touchdowns for Turnbow, 2 touchdowns for McDonald, and then 1 now for Grams.
The men on for the extra point. Snap is good, hold good, and kick is good. So Dexter now 39-14, 9:32 to go in the fourth. As they have kind of put a stamp on this, and Jim, you look at some of the games that's been played. Caruthersville, Kennett, very close game. Kennett struggled against East Prairie. Now Dexter handling both East Prairie and Caruthersville very easily. And looking at a Kennett game next week, they haven't beat Kennett, matter of fact, in several years now. So that'll be one that Dexter wants to go down there and win this football game.
Yeah, no question about that. There's absolutely no question about that. They want to go down and get a nice win down there and then get ready for Park Hills. But got to finish this one up, and then you're right. Next week could be a biggie.
Well, all eyes still from Dexter's fans. If they haven't went there, still, where is R.J. Farmer and his health? And Jim, I don't have a way. I'm friends with his dad on Facebook, but I'm sure not going to message him. I don't have a way to find out. But, boy, I mean, that is something that's definitely weighing on my mind and heart right there is Farmer right now. And there's a bobbled kick there by Bryant. He's trying to get that upfield, and a couple of Bearcats in on the play. Looks like Wirtz on the shoelace tackle.
Dexter does a great job of staying in their lanes on the kickoff. You don't see them getting everybody just congregating in one spot. They do a really nice job, so when you see a reverse or something a little odd like a little muff there, they stay in their lanes and do a good job. Just a quick update, Valley leads Park Hill Central now in the third quarter, 42-26. So Central's closed it a little bit.
Yep. And that's interesting because in high school football, I don't hear a whole lot of conversations about people talking about, boy, they worked on special teams today. And generally in the summer and fall, you don't see a whole lot of special teams work until maybe the week of the first game or late. You just don't hear that much. There's a pass complete to Alexander. Missed tackle there by Horvich, and Alexander's off to the races. Turnbow's the only man that may catch him, and it's not going to happen.
Nope.
Touchdown, Caruthersville.
Touchdown to Alexander. That's a 73-yard touchdown pass, and it's now 39-20. They can score quickly, Bobby, no question about it.
Alexander, in my mind, sitting here right now, and I'm doing math again, Jim, but he's over 130 yards receiving.
Oh, yeah, no question about that.
And again, you've warned me about my math, but.
Well, no, he is, because he had 62 in the first half with a catch and 73 for that touchdown, so you're exactly right.
Yeah, but big plays, and that is exactly what Caruthersville needed. They needed a quick strike and got it.
Yep.
Still 9-11 left. At what point do you think they're going to say, you know what, we either got to play defense or try a special kick right here?
I think you'll see an onside kick very possibly coming out of this.
Here's the play. It's going to be handed to Bryant. Tries to find a hole and does. He's in. 2-point is good. So 39-22. It is a 17-point football game right now. Still 3 scores. So that is an important factor. You know, Dexter wants a 3-score game. They cannot catch them with just 2 touchdowns here.
Right. And you just defensively they missed a tackle right there. That maybe, I don't know I'm not saying whose man that was, but you don't have R.J. Farmer out there. That probably makes a little bit of a difference. But you also you missed the tackle, and they broke it. And you knew coming into the game that Caruthersville had the big play potential. No doubt about that. And they have. All 3 of their scores have been on big plays. So the Dexter now needs to get the ball back, drive it down the field, run the football, take time off the clock, get it down the field, get another score, and open it back up once again.
I'm looking to see. So Dexter is expecting this because Nolan Alford's on the field right now. He's usually not on kick-off coverage. He's on or kick return coverage, rather. He's usually on kickoff, not kick return. So they're looking to put a little more of a hands team in this football game.
Got one final score on the night. Scott City defeats Kelly 63-6 tonight at Kelly.
Dexter's going to move one guy back deep. That's Ryder Williams. Everybody else is going to be tucked up pretty tight. And there's a deeper kick, so surprises everybody a little bit. Farmer has that at about his 15. Looking for room. He's going to bring it near side. Has a couple more guys, and there's McDonald out in front. Big block,
nice
Lee
block
Michael
by
McDonald.
And then Ryder Williams runs out of bounds. Good job by Lee Michael McDonald throwing a block there.
Well, you see, Lee has looked back over his shoulder. He identifies Williams, and then his eyes cut around, and he sees where Caruthersville is. But the important thing is he knows where Williams is at. That allows him to pick out the guy needed to absolutely level him on that.
Absolutely. So the Bearcats here start great field position from their own 45. They lead by 17, but they'd like to run some clock off for sure here.
But, Jim, for a homecoming game, the stands is thin, but I know a lot of the girls are getting ready for a dance. Probably guys, too, pictures being made, a lot of things going on there. McDonald now far side of the field, spins away from a would-be tackler down at the 50-yard line. And generally that's the way things go. It's sad to see because the players are in the game, but I'm going to say there's probably a lot of TVs at home right now listening to this and as they finish getting ready.
Right. Nice pickup there by McDonald of 5 as the clock continues to run for the Bearcats.
Right now, you got to think Dexter's just going to be in a run-the-football mode. I know I've talked about needing to pass more, but right now they want to hold the 17-point lead, 3-score, and just run out the clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't turn it over and let them get it back in, get a chance to get back in the game.
Well, they've run so effectively all night, too, so.
Howard in the gun, Alford in motion, hand to Alford. He's going to bring out near side. He's got room, makes a cut, and gets through a couple of guys down at the 30-yard line.
Well, so once again, Bobby, somebody else who hadn't really run the football much tonight, Nolan Alford, and it's just another example of the weapons that Dexter has got.
Well, the kindness of Jamerson to say, hey, I know I'm not throwing you the football, but I'm going to hand you the ball here to run it and get him involved.
Right.
and it pays off nice first down for him. So Dexter continues to move the football well on the ground. I'm going to say they're probably going to eclipse 400 yards on the ground tonight.
I think that's right. I think they're getting very close to that right now probably. And that's really their identity, no question about it, with this wing tee.
But in a wing tee in such a big line as Graham's gets nice yardage there, it's going to pick up, I'll say, 3 to 4 yards. When you have a line this big, and Jim, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say you're going to see a lot of it next year too like that because everybody but Braden Barnes comes back on the offensive line. You've got Rasher, you've got Glaus, you've got Hartline, and you've got Caden Lee. So all those kids are back. One guy's going to step in. I would think Billingsley maybe, unless they put him on the defensive side. Billingsley's not able to play tonight. No pad zone. So, but when you look at that, they are going to be a big group again next year on that front offensive line and able to run behind it, I'd assume.
Absolutely. Good job by Jackson Howard to run the clock all the way down.
And that's a big part of time management there. Turnbow, nice cutback. He found it, and big yards again, first down. Jim, that is a maturity of a quarterback, too, is what you're talking about.
Yes, it is very mature by Jackson Howard, and I've been very impressed with Devin Turnbow. I knew he was a good athlete, but his reading the blocks and his cutback ability tonight has shown me a whole lot. The Bearcats have got another good running back there.
And you wonder about that. How many reps does he get at practice? Because you run first-team offense. How many reps is he getting knowing the playbook and knowing the snap counts and stuff? I think that's big from Devin coming in and doing that tonight. Here's a fake hand, goes to McDonald on a couple turnarounds, skip, hop, and a couple misses, and down at the 5 now.
Once again, that deception by the Bearcats, they've gotten much better as the season's gone along. So
McDonald is trying to nip it in the bud on any scoring from Caruthersville and said, hey, let's just go ahead and do it again and put it in the end zone.
Right, exactly right. I would say Dexter's a little frustrated giving up 22 points tonight. They're really take big pride in their defense. They may be a little frustrated with that, but with the big playmakers of Caruthersville, you sort of understand that.
6-12. Jackson Howard's probably going to take us down to close to 6 minutes on the snap. There it is. Give to McDonald, and he is struggling and gets down to about the 4-yard line as he trips and falls.
So that's going to be close to a first down. May not be, but it'll be awful close. We'll see. That'll be third down and just about an inch, looks like.
Third and short.
So 3rd and 3 to go. The ball was on the 6 at where the board is at right now. So 3rd and 1, ball on the. Well, that is not correct. The ball is not on the 6, I don't believe.
No, I think it's
Looks
on the
like
4.
He's on the 4.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, the board just has not updated.
Yeah.
So they can get a first down without a touchdown here. McDonald in motion, gives to Grams, and he fights, and not going to get there.
Nope, didn't get the first down that time.
Good job up front, Caruthersville.
Sure was. Their defensive line did a nice job. Loss of maybe a yard and a half or 2 yards. Good job by Caruthersville's line. Just a quick score update. So surprising, St. John 28, Potosi 21 in the third quarter, so that's become only a 7-point game now.
28-21. That favors Dexter because of the 13-point rule.
Right.
I want to say Potosi, what they were a Class 3 before. They're
Class 4, I believe. They're Class 4,
yeah,
yes.
So that's still the points there, but Dexter can gain off the point spread possibly.
Right. Dexter takes a timeout here with 4:54 to go in the ballgame.
But, Jim, 4:54 left, you know, homecoming crowd here, class of 73, I believe their motto was because we're all in this together. I don't want to tell the stories behind it, but for that class and that group of kids, if you know what I'm talking about, you know. It was a neat story I heard today, but I'm going to leave that in the huddle, so to speak, for those guys. But shout out to the class of 73.
Nice to have them here. Nice that Dexter has done a good job with homecoming of all the tailgate stuff and having the 50-year anniversaries every year. That's really a nice gig. So,
well, Jim, you know the funny thing about the tailgate? It was like 90 today. Next weekend, it's going to be maybe mid-70s or so, I think, when we take the mics on Friday night. Probably below that, maybe touching close to upper 60s. But you're talking about a tough one and a tough break to get that in here.
Tough tailgate. You're exactly right. So Dexter here could use a score, Bobby. Sort of absolutely put it away if you get the score here.
Well, and, you know, at this point when you're running the football, you're not running up the score against them, but it is a statement when you put that many points on somebody and do this. And really the only thing they've messed up on defense is 3 big plays have put the scores on them.
But you also want to keep that 13-point advantage in play, and if Caruthersville had another score here, that would take that away.
Man in motion. Howard looks to pass. He still looks. He's looking
Opposite side of
around
the field.
and is going to throw it. Caught by McDonald.
Lee
Touchdown.
Michael McDonald with the diving catch for the touchdown.
So I think McDonald was the intended guy there. Alford was on the back of the end zone running the backyard line, but he threw that, looked almost exactly to McDonald. Either one of them, both of them right there in the area, but McDonald, a beautiful catch on that.
Nice catch that time. Nice pass by Jackson Howard, and a good finish by the Bearcats. Lee Michael McDonald with 3 touchdowns tonight.
And the extra point by Dement, as usual, good. So it's now 46-22, 4:46 to go in this one. I would assume Jim Dexter is definitely going to kick this deep.
Oh, I would think for sure they will on that, and try to get it as deep as they can, potentially all the way into the end zone if they could. You know, and that Dement didn't get it deep to the end zone last time, but you wonder after playing linebacker all night, that leg probably wears out a little bit by this time in the ball game, you know.
But, boy, he sure does boot him well.
He does. He absolutely does.
Kid, I don't know how big of a college program to go, but the way he can boot him like that, I mean, that's something. If he has an interest, I'm sure there's going to be a college out there somewhere that says, man, you can put him in the end zone, I'll take a look at you.
You would think so. I would think that Coach Tuke up at Cape Evans, a place like that, would be there. I mean, I've read enough articles in the paper. He's been frustrated with his kicking game a little bit. That would be the kind of place that would be a great place for him.
Yeah, and I don't know about the field goal possibilities. We generally don't see him kick a whole lot of field goals here at Dexter, but just because they're so efficient on what they do offensively. Right. But to watch him kick off, man, he puts them deep quite often. There's a good kick. It's going to go to about the 5-yard line. Looks like Alexander with it. He's going to try to run away from coverage and gets a good block on the outside. He's got room to run, and Alexander is going to punish a generally good Dexter special teams unit. That is Alexander again, his 3rd touchdown of the night.
That's the first, I believe, score that the Dexter special teams has given up this year.
Well, Jim, now setting up this situation, it's 46-28. They'll surely go for 2 to try to get it to 30. That makes it a 16-point game,
right.
4:27 left on the clock. You're surely going to see an onside kick coming right there. If they recover, we're back in business for a football game.
Right, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Just a little, once Alexander switched, and I bragged about how they all stayed in their lanes. They didn't quite stay in their lanes as well that time, and the touchdown happened.
And it's really the big block from probably about the 25-yard line that just sent a guy for Dexter flying, and Caruthersville scores off of it. And here is the quarterback, falls down trying to get there. So that is big in itself. That keeps it a now 18-point game. So it's a 3-score game again.
Right.
No doubt onside kick coming right here.
Yep, Dexter will certainly put their hands unit out there.
And I don't know how much these kids practice it or try, but if Dexter recovers the onside kick, they're surely going to keep it on the ground. Caruthersville's got to try to strip a football and get a turnover.
Oh, absolutely correct. I mean, they've got to try to have a turnover. That's the only if they don't get the onside kick, that's the only hope they really have. So
Hands team for Dexter up front. That is Neely at the very top of your screen. Offered beside him, that is Hrvojevic in the middle of the field. Logan Pullum and also Rhett Womble to the bottom of the screen. In the field there, 32 is Landon Anderson. Up at the top beside him is Connor Hill, and number 25 at the bottom on the 40-yard line is Jackson Miller. I'm not going to worry about the deep guys too much right now because they're probably not getting this football. Everyone in this place is assuming this is going to be an onside, just like me.
You would sure think so. You would sure think so.
Here we go. Here's Caruthers with a kick.
Nope,
Kicks
it deep again.
And that's McDonald. That's the guy you do not want to kick it to. McDonald, he looks for a lane. He's got outside possibilities, breaks a tackle, and needs to go down, and does out of bounds.
That'll be about that close to the 40-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats there.
Unquestionably the most dangerous return man in all of maybe Missouri, Lee Michael McDonald, and he's the one that had the football in his hands.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick. So Dexter will take over, 1st and 10, 4:18 to go here on this homecoming night. I always worry about homecoming games a little bit. You know, are the kids, how focused will they be with everything else going on? But Dexter has stayed very focused tonight and done a nice job of staying with what they needed to get done.
Yeah, lots and lots and lots of credit goes to this big offensive line tonight. And when we read the stats at the end of the night after this game, I think you'll see why.
Oh, absolutely.
Dexter trying to put one away. Caruthersville will not go away at this point. Here's McDonald coming near side. He's got a lane, has some blockers, and good play there.
Nice play
Number
by
55,
Dominguez, yeah.
On the tackle for Caruthersville, he rose to the side, slow to get up, and now makes it to his feet.
He was their leading tackler coming into the game, and you can see why. He's done a nice job. Lee Michael McDonald comes out.
Yeah, he has a funny limp to him there coming off the field.
Connor Hill checked in for the Bearcats.
And McDonald just casually goes over to the bleacher seats and puts both arms over there and just kicks back and relaxes for a second.
Got to believe either Jet Grams or Devin Turnbull will see this football.
Late getting on the field for a man from Caruthersville. Here's Howard. He's going to outrun it to the far side, hopefully, and stiff arm and taken down. Good gain.
Yep, pickup of about 2 or 3 there. Clock continues to run with 3:38 to go in the ball game.
He almost timed that well enough to use the guy late on the field as a pick right there.
Yes, he did. You're exactly right. So,
again, that is I'm glad for him to run the football, but that's not who I want to see running the football
right
late
now.
in the game when you're up.
Right.
I mean, nobody more key to your football team than your quarterback, and that's the one you need. And he's taking the snaps. He's used to the snaps and what goes on there and the play calls and the hands. Very, very important person for him. They're going to pull him out wide now to the bottom of the screen. Here's Alford in motion. Hand goes to Alford. He's looking for a room. And stiff arm. Nice play, Nolan Alford. Now to the 30. One man to beat, and he is going to be slung out of bounds. Again, Dexter getting multiple people, and looks like Alford is maybe cramping. A little funny walk right there. Seems to be okay. Jim, I thought he had a little bit of a funny walk at first, but doesn't matter. He's still in the game. First down, Dexter.
Lee Michael McDonald checks back in for the Bearcats as well. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats down at the about just inside the 15. It looks like right at the 15 with 2:52 to go in the ball game.
Coach Chad Jamerson has pulled out all of his athletes and got them involved tonight.
Yeah, he really has. Put people in different spots. Jet Grams is flanked out to the left side now. And we're going to have a timeout, I believe, by the Bearcats.
Timeout, Bearcats. We're going to take one as well. Probably be our last tonight. 2:52 left in this one. We'll be back in a few.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Dexter, Jim. Saw you looking around on the phone there. I don't know if you got any different scores.
Nope, nothing new right now. So 2:52 to go in this one, though. 46-28, Dexter with the lead.
Well, big win for Dexter. Looks like it's on the way tonight, but the bigger story is the health and where is R.J. Farmer. I've looked for him multiple times, concerned, and I can tell you one of the first things I will do once we get off air is try to find a way to contact his dad and see how he is. But there's a hand goes to pull him outside now, trying to stretch that field, runs away from the coverage, and boy, Logan stay in bounds right there, but he does go out. Good yards on it.
Yeah, picked up about 9 on the play. And
at this point, and hopefully it should have been discussed in the huddle,
yeah,
guys.
Stay in bounds, right.
Yeah, and just go down. Don't worry about picking up more yards. Just
right.
Go down and stay in bounds. Let's get this thing over with before anybody else has a cramp, an ankle, or anything happen.
Right, exactly right. That's what you want to do right now. You just want to get it over with.
If anybody, maybe just hand it to Grams because he doesn't get hurt, but he hurts other guys, I think, the way he runs the football. Let him pound this one out. Dexter is set, hands on the ground. Here it is, hands to Grams. And spins off a tackle. Nice play, Jet Grams. Not going to do anything, and he goes out of bounds.
Jets looking for a flag there, no call. Be third down now and short.
2:35 left in this one. Again, Dexter just needs to run this up the middle and keep the clock moving.
Yeah, you don't want to run out of bounds. You're exactly right. That is the last thing you want. So, let's see what they can come up with here on 3rd and about 2.
Hrvojevic into the game. Graham's out. Still have McDonald and Turnbow here. Here's the play. Howard rolls out, looking for a guy. Looks, throws that out, and just over the head of Hrvojevic. Probably if he gets that out really quick instead of rolls out so far, Jim, I think he had Devin Turnbow as an easy option in the end zone.
Yeah, I think that may be right. I think you're exactly right there.
And that is one thing tough on rollouts. That play can take so long to develop. Sometimes you miss those things.
Right. So 4th down for the Bearcats now.
So here comes DeMint on. We talked about him. We don't get to see it much. We're going to get to see it here, Jim. Field goal try coming.
Yep, attempted a field goal. One other final score we haven't talked about tonight. Portageville all over Chaffee, 74-13. And Charleston leads Hayti 33-20 in the 4th. Field goal attempt.
And it's bobbled. And Williams just throws that up and incomplete.
That's a shame.
It is a shame because I did want to see DeMint get his chance to kick that and put it in the through the uprights there. But Portageville is a very strong team. Jim, we will have them the last game of the year.
Against New Madrid, and that'll be a good game.
Thursday night, all eyes are there. Here's what I love about that Thursday night game with Portageville and New Madrid. There's no other games going on. Everybody in the area who wants to watch high school football can tune into that.
Yeah.
I believe that was our #1 broadcast in high school football games last year.
Yeah, and you're right. That'll be a really good one. That'll be a really good one.
And both of them's powerhouses. I've been asked about that. I think Portageville is the most complete team as far as people in positions and players. New Madrid has 2 stud athletes, though, and it's just hard to overcome that.
I think New Madrid will win that game, but Portageville will go farther in the state playoffs because of different classes. This is my opinion on that.
And it's those 2 athletes that New Madrid has, and they've got more, but those 2 with Williamson and Jones, just hard to match. Here is Caruthersville there. Look, they'll pass that quickly, incomplete. So clock will stop at 2:22 left now.
This last about 4 minutes has taken about 30. It feels like it's been very slow.
Yeah, it's 9:30, and these boys have got to get a dance to go to, and the dance is over at 11, so their clock is ticking.
Right.
Well, you know what? They should have stayed in bounds, Jim.
That's exactly right. If they stay in bounds, the clock would have moved down. It had been closer to it. You're exactly right.
That's where you learn, That's why somebody else is dancing with your date at the dance and not you.
That's right.
Here we go. Shotgun look for Caruthersville. 4 wide. Man in motion. That is Alexander. Hands to Alexander. He looks up the middle. Makes a cut. Makes a man miss. Makes another miss. And that is Ryder Williams now. Takes him down.
Good tackle by Williams at the ankles, just like we talked about earlier. Took his legs out of him, and it's a first down, but not a big gain.
Well, here's the deal. First down, clock stops to move the chains, but it's fixing to start right back up once it gets set. Here it goes. It's running now. So Dexter was able to keep it in the field of play. Here it is, snap, looking for a pass. Gets rid of it, and is caught and down at the 25-yard line.
The good thing about that for Dexter is the clock continues to run. With
Tough catch there.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. That intended was Trey Thompson, I believe, right there.
Yeah.
Tough play was behind him. The throw was.
Yeah, it would have been a tough catch for sure.
So clock stopped on the incompletion. 1:51 left in this one. Dexter ready to close it out and continue celebrating homecoming.
It's a big situation for Dexter in the district playoff to not let Caruthersville score here. A score cuts it in less than 13 points, so they would lose a little bit in that rating. So it's sort of a big play. It's a couple big plays.
There is Alexander with a football. He goes near side and
intercepted.
Picked off. And that is your leader in the southeast Missouri area is Ryder Williams, and he's got his 6th of the year.
Flag down back in the backfield.
Dexter will decline if it's against Caruthersville. If it's against Dexter, they will not care. They just move yards backwards. Because that flag was after the interception.
Yes, came late, so I would assume it was on the return maybe. We'll see, though.
Well, I saw Ryder, I guess, 2 weeks ago here in Dexter, and I said, man, you got that 5th one. And he said, yep, only need 10 more. Or maybe that's at Donovan. I can't remember where he got that 5th one at, but we had talked about that. And kind of, made the joke of it as, man, he's just having a tremendous year.
Yeah, absolutely.
As some of the guys now for Dexter, their starters coming out. Good to see these other guys getting in.
Unsportsmanlike against the Bearcats. That's their second unsportsmanlike tonight. And Coach Jamerson, I'm pretty positive we'll have a discussion about that. Either maybe not tonight, but probably Monday. They'll have a little discussion about that.
Well, if you want to win football games, sometimes a 5-yard penalty is going to happen, but you can't give up 15 yards.
Well, and not an unsportsmanlike. That's just letting your emotions get out of hand, certainly. So can't have that for sure. And I think he's discussing that with the bench right this second even. So Jackson Howard trots back in with 1:40 to go in the ball game and a 46-28 score.
And that's sometimes – Jim, when you're winning and you're good, you feel like you can get away with those things, but that only works during the season. But when your back's against the wall in playoff time and you win or go home, you can't do those things.
Well, that's right. You got to do things the right way all the time too. I mean, that's part of it. You've got to do always on the right side of right, and that's a really important thing, and that'll be a good lesson that Coach Jamerson can teach his kids, sort of a life lesson.
Well, when is the last time, 1:28 left, and it's highly likely, when's the last time you said a 5-1 Dexter Bearcat team?
Yeah, it's been a while, that's for sure.
Here's a hand comes to Turnbow near side. He's looking for the block. McDonald pushes there, and here's a flag. I'm unsure of why they call that, and a good hard tackle right there, but number 15, that is Hosea Lockridge. I hope I got that right. He is down on the field. I'm unsure on that flag because the flag come out in the area where McDonald just gave a chuck to the shoulder.
Yeah, they called it a hold, but if that was on him, I agree with you. If it was on somebody else, okay, but if it was on Lee Michael, then that wasn't very good.
And McDonald just pointed to his chest like it was him, So I'm guessing that may have been where it was. I would need a different look at that.
Yeah,
again.
I would too.
I don't know,
yeah.
But it's not going to matter. It's 1:12 left in a football game, and the penalty clock's going to restart here in a few. And
it's just another long penalty that comes against the Bearcats, and that's another one that they don't need.
Folks, I usually go off air, and we're going to take a 30-second break, let him get up on his feet and back. We'll be back in a few to finish this one up.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
are back. The young man, number 15, Hosea Lockridge, on his feet and off the field. Jim, we were going to get more of those scores, but, boy, there's a tight one in St. Genevieve that can greatly benefit Dexter right now going on.
Yeah, in the third quarter, it was we haven't got an update yet, but St. Gen leading Potosi 28-21 at Potosi. So now we've got a timeout for Dexter.
So, and we're going to keep it here, Benz. We were just off air.
Yeah, I don't know what.
So Dexter gets 20 for the win, and nothing because of lower class. Potosi, I don't know if they're above or below St. Gen, and that one I don't know where they're at.
They're class 4.
So they're class 4. So that tight one there, they're playing up a class, so there's 10. But if they do not get the points that Dexter does tonight, I think that could almost wash things out there. I'm not sure.
Of course, it also depends on what everybody else on their schedules do as well. So
here's the hand. Grams has it, bounces it outside. Another outside bounce, and he's got good yards there. Just stay in your bounds, and he does.
He goes down after about a pickup of about 7 or so, maybe.
Jackson Hunter on the tackle for Caruthersville.
And that should, I think, do it.
But, Jim, I'm going to go on record and say, and if I'm wrong, I am, I think this will be the last loss of the season for Caruthersville until they get to districts, and I don't know what happened there. But on the season, I think Caruthersville finishes a 6-3 team. I predicted that earlier of the year. I said I think they're a 6-3 team because I thought Dexter would get the win tonight. And I did predict. Remember, I predicted Caruthersville beats Kennett at Kennett as they did. I can tell you, this is so much more of an improved team of Caruthersville than we saw last year.
No question.
And, boy, the coach talked about the buy-in, what they've done. I'm telling you, this year they've had a nice season, and next year, watch out. Caruthersville is going to be dangerous.
Very, very good next year. I agree.
Sophomore quarterbacks coming in. I mean, sophomore athletes. They've got something good going down there in Caruthersville.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely. So we'll look for some stats here in just 1 second. Just some other scores just real quick. We'll get you back updated. Valley leads Park Hill Central last we heard 48-26. Cape Central 35-0 over Farmington. East Prairie 42-34 in the fourth quarter over Malden. New Madrid County the final 54-6 over Kennett. Jackson, the final 56-0 over Sykeston. Scott City, the final 63-6 over Kelly. And the last score we had in the third quarter was St. Genevieve 28 and Potosi 21. Poplar Bluff beats Fox 24-19, I believe. So and that helps Park Hill Central because they played Bluff earlier in the season. So
and interesting enough there with Valley, if they win tonight at Park Hills and they've got St. Gen next weekend, that's two teams they played up a class. So you get those wins, that stretches that lead between Valley and New Madrid.
Yes.
And Valley's already in first, and if you stretch it even more, that makes it a lot tougher on that. In the game on the stats, score Dexter 46, Caruthersville 28 in the game, 21 first downs for Dexter, 12 for Caruthersville. Dexter rushing the football, Jim. I'm going to give you a chance to do some math. What do you think they have tonight?
I'll say they had about 435 yards of rushing the football.
Not bad. 48 carries, 467 yards on that. Caruthersville, 33 carries, 114. Jim, that's fine defense from Dexter on a very talented team. Bryant's had a good season. Dexter only allowing 114 yards on the ground. In the air, they did give up 181. They only passed for 45 for Dexter. They were 3 of 9 on their passes from Dexter, 5 of 15 with an interception for Caruthersville. Total offensive plays, 48 plays, 295 yards for Caruthersville, 57 plays, and 512 yards for Dexter. Nothing on a fumble. I do remember McDonald fumbled, and Dexter did score off that.
That's
and
right.
The lost fumble on fourth down for Caruthersville, so we didn't have those numbers in there. But anyway, punt returns, Dexter had 2 for 57. Kickoff returns, 6 for 164 for Caruthersville, 5 for 123 for Dexter. Interceptions, again, Ryder Williams got his 6th of the season on that. Punts, Caruthersville had 5 for an average of 34. Dexter 1 for 38. That's a nice punt. Again, Jackson Howard on that for the season. Fumbles lost, here's the data on that. Fumbles lost, Caruthersville 1 fumble, 1 loss. Dexter 1 fumble, or 2 fumbles, 1 loss. Penalty yardage, Caruthersville had 6 for 40. Jim, the Achilles heel of Dexter, if they don't fix this, I'm telling you now, week 2 of districts, they'll be gone.
And I'm guessing 10 for almost 100 yards.
10, you're exact. 10 for 100. I'm telling you, anybody in the community, parents, talk to your kids if you're listening to it, coaches, players, when you go back and watch this game, you have got to clean up this area of your football games.
Yep.
The coaches can't do this for you because you're the one on the field making the plays.
Right.
They've got to clean it up.
Right.
Elsewise, I guarantee you they'll be bounced early in the playoffs.
Yep.
Also, time of possession, 20 minutes, 17 seconds, Caruthersville. Dexter, 25 and 53 on that. And, Jim, I'm going to let you run through the individual stats for us.
Yeah, individual, Lee Michael McDonald for the Bearcats, 15 carries, 201 net yards, 2 TDs, an average of 13.4. Devin Turnbow stepped up big tonight, 6 carries for 90 yards and a TD on 15-yard average. Nolan Alford, 2 for 52 for a 26-yard average. Jet Grams, 11 carries for 44 yards, 4-yard average for him, and a TD. For the Caruthersville Tigers, Sammy Bryant, 11 carries for 77 yards. Jermonte Alexander, 10 carries for 15 yards. Ryan Guest, 2 of 6 passing for 94 yards and a TD. Jared Hudgens, 3 of 8 before he went out injured for 87 yards. For the Bearcats, Jackson Howard, 3 of 7 for 45. Jermonte Alexander, 4 catches for the Tigers. For the Bearcats, Logan Pullen with 1, Jet Grams with 1, Lee Michael McDonald with 1 and a touchdown. Tackles, Landon Weathers with 11, Havoyevich with 7, Alfred with 7, DeMint with 6. And for the Tigers, it was Jermonte Alexander with 9, Oscar Dominguez with 9, Abayan Moten with 5, and Kenyon Bogan with 5 as well. So the Bearcats, as we said, come away with the 46-28 victory, move to 5-1 in the season. Caruthersville goes to 3-3, and next week it's for the Bearcats is at the Kennett Indians.
Yep, at Kennett. Jim, this week going on, we've got Philip Britt, Gentry Vancel. They'll be bringing you the Portageville and Clarkton volleyball game. That's coming up. And then we also have September 20th. It's Dexter and Sykeston. And I believe...
Nope, that's the Bluff one. Dexter and Bluff.
Yeah, Dexter and Bluff. And then that's followed by the football game we have as well.
Yes.
And I believe Kennett and Sykeston also, that's on October 10th. So
yes,
big schedule coming up on Aycorp Sports as they continually stay busy. Again, big statement win for Dexter here tonight. Going to be interesting to wake up in the morning and look at the standings where everything falls out and who's in what place. I know I'll be looking at that. Thoughts are definitely with R.J. Farmer. R.J., I'm not sure where you're at, but my friend, I'm definitely thinking about you. I always talk to him after every game, it seems like, and definitely one I've got my eyes and heart on right there. And Jim, what a night. 50 years of celebration for the class of 73.
Yep.
Glad we could have Kerry Gilbo up here.
Yep.
A big thanks to our sponsor tonight, Young Real Estate. Kelly Medley joined us talking about those guys. What an impact they make in this community on a daily presence.
Yes.
And in our team here, we couldn't do it without all of our guys, Andrew, Tyler, and the gang, and the folks on the cameras. So big for us in what we do. Folks, for Jim Riker, for myself, Bobby All. We'll see you next week in Kennett, Missouri, and good night from Dexter, Missouri.